gentlemen, coming to you from the Bronx, New York, your world heavyweight champion, the Silverback Booger Wolf, Candy
Lord.
So as you can see, one of us had a good weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all fucking ages, welcome to the most electrifying podcast in sports entertainment. I am the motherfucking champion, and this shit looks good. It's fucking home where it needs to be, goddammit. Do you see this shit? It's home where it fucking needs to be. If you don't know, guess what? I'm the fucking champ. I am your boy, the Silverback fucking Booger Wolf. Yes, I'm fucking excited because I'm the champ. God damn it. Welcome to
Shrimp Dicks.
Thank you for joining us for another great week of Under the Ring podcast. Of course, joining me as usual is our band of misfits. First and foremost, coming to you from North Augusta, South Carolina. He is our co-producer. He is the man who is responsible for doing a lot of our writing. He is also one half of your World Tag Team Champions. Give it up for Greg Amongo.
Woo! What's up? Under, I almost said chopper. Under the ring is the GREG. Holy shit! I'm back with the belt, baby. I'm back with a belt. It might not be the belt, but it's a belt, and I'll take a belt. I've been known to settle.
we know.
Anybody that's with you also is settling. I mean, you know.
I mean, it's a settling situation.
Well, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, I am also the co-holder of this world title. There are two world champions. The other world champion has not joined us just yet. But coming to us from Macon, Georgia, give it up for our boy, the journalist, the one, the only, other co-half of your World Tag Team Champion. Give it up for Justin Luchasaurus Otis Lee. Give it up.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Are you really? Hold on. Let me get my Jim Jones on. Shit, whack.
Hey man, it was my idea. Let me have fun. I haven't had gifts since I joined the Top Rope fantasy game.
Just to let you know, y'all gifts that y'all are using are NWO gifts. We letting y'all have those. Just remember that, because we were the first ones to tell y'all to suck it in that fucking group. Just remember that. Just remember that. We were the first ones. And speaking of the NWO, coming to us from Louisville, Kentucky, he is the world's greatest beer taster. Give it up for the leader of the NWO, our boy, Mr. Matty Reigns. What's going on, Matt?
What is good people? I don't know how long I'm going to be on because I'm supposed to be getting candy later. So I'm going to be on as long as I can be.
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Piece of candy.
Candy and food and other stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt will be leaving this podcast in roughly about 10 minutes then.
No.
He's got all of that.
It ain't going to be 10 minutes.
It's gonna be 10 seconds.
No, it ain't 10 seconds. I just came back from the brewery. I literally got off the bus, walked in, and came on.
I told you, the world's greatest beer taster. There has been, let's get into some news. I guess some of the biggest news that we should talk about this week. Moose has it's been officially let out. Moose has re-signed to Impact for at least 2 years. For at least 2. At least 2.
He better win the title during one of those 2 years.
Here's the thing. Now that we know Moose is signed, y'all know he's not winning that belt no time soon.
Not no fucking time soon. No.
He's not winning that belt no time soon. So
poor Moose.
Sami Callihan's about to be your champ.
I mean, look, as a Callahan fan, I'm cool with it, but Moose needs to get at least one good reign.
He does, especially since the legitimacy he actually brought back to the title that he found in trash and was walking around claiming was his as he was the real world champion. It turned that one match that he had with Jake Somebody into something we cared about. So Moose is definitely one of your top guys that you need to focus on Impact. He excuse me, he is pretty much your future. Because Moose right now, dare I say, Moose is the Roman Reigns of Impact. He has it all.
Yeah. He is the top star in Impact.
Yeah, the promos, the look, the in-ring. When you build a prototype, that's one of the prototypes. That's what you look for.
Yeah. Let Mike in.
He's gonna be okay. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to us from Cincinnati, Ohio, the other half of the world champion. Give it up for my boy, the teacher man, Mr. Mike. Mike who? Mike Jones.
With his pinky out.
And he's muted. That's a shame.
There you go.
What's happening?
What's happening there?
Like my fellow good stoner said.
Yeah.
The champs, baby.
Yeah.
Saturday night when we won the titles, we also survived Sunday night.
You see it? You see it?
It feels good to have Goldie back, baby. I'll take a celebratory drink to that.
I'll take a celebratory toke to that.
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking about how Moose has been re-signed to Impact. That's right. That's right. Kenny got a belt, damn it. The one that go around the waist. The good one. Because that's what champions do. We get the good shit. We get the good shit.
I don't have a belt, but I smoke the good shit.
We still get the good shit.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be one of those nights where we are going to be lit in this podcast. Lit.
Now, like I was saying, Tim Callahan's about to beat Kenny Omega.
Oh, that's going to be whack.
Yep, and I'm going to hate it.
Why do y'all hate it?
Not because I dislike Sammy. I love Sammy.
I think it's because we see how good Moose is, and he should be the guy.
I agree. That's why I think it's going to be a triple threat.
It's to Kenny's point.
They need to do that.
He is their Roman. He is their star.
I literally, those were literally the words that just came out of my mouth.
That's apparently UTR world champion thinking right there, because Kenny said the same shit.
Those are literally the exact words that came out of my mouth. I said that is their Roman.
Yeah, like you said, you're exactly right. He is their Roman. He has everything. The look, the charisma, the in-ring ability, to be able to talk on the mic, the fucking entrance. He has it all.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is why me and Mike are world champions, and it also is why me and him share a birthday, because we know exactly what the fuck we're talking about. But it's not that I dislike Sammy winning the world title. Sammy being world champion it's cool. All right. I'll give big shout out to G Money. I appreciate you all love that you show for Under the Ring podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in need of having anything customized as far as a picture or whatever, hit that man up right there that just gave us a shout out, and he will definitely look out for you. That is 100% right there. Sammy's a great guy, and he's a Impact guy. So that's definitely a good look for them having a belt. But like I said, Moose has that look. Moose has it. When you have a star that has it, you put that belt on it. So that way that belt and it can shine. Because that's what happened.
especially with you locking him in for the next 2 years, you got to put that belt on him now.
So I'll go. I agree that Moose should be champion at some point, very, very, very soon. I'll go counterpoint though on why Sammy is the right person to take it off. Pause. Sammy, Kenny recently has been able to win these matches through any means necessary, right? Like he's got people getting involved, doing whatever they have to do to keep the belt on Kenny. Sami Callihan is that dude when it comes to doing whatever the fuck he wants to do to do whatever he needs to do to win a match. And I think that his craziness, his outside the boxness, it showcases that maybe Kenny is the best wrestler, but he is not like that doesn't mean he can't be beat. And I think it's the right call to have somebody that will go outside the bounds of wrestling to go get a win.
No, I'm not disagreeing with anything that you were saying. You're 100% right. It's just that Moose has that look. They should have pulled the trigger on it this weekend, which we'll get into later on this.
I think they should have pulled it with the Rich Swann match. I think we should have. I think
100%.
That Moose should have beat Rich, and we should have gotten Kenny versus Moose initially, and have them fight to a no contest.
And we'll talk about it later. But people were talking about how Moose and Omega didn't have a lot of chemistry Saturday. We'll see what happens. I'm sure we're going to get a rematch. But, Moose has been put on some bangers this year.
Here's the thing.
Phenomenal matches this year.
I want to go with something. With Sami Callihan, even though I would prefer Moose, Sami Callihan also makes sense due to the fact that he's a beatable champion.
Yep.
Yes.
Because if you put the belt on Moose, you're gonna have to make him a juggernaut. You're gonna have to make him a juggernaut, right. which in turn puts you into a predicament that WWE falls into a lot of. How do you now book this monster to lose or whatever the case may be?
That's the one problem with Roman is how do you beat Roman? Because Roman's been whooping everybody's ass.
That's the thing. You can beat Roman, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But you can definitely beat Roman.
Because he's been beat.
Right. He's been beat, and even during this time of him beating people, he's still been believable as being able to be beat.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
but with Callihan, he's a beatable champ. So which means he can transition it off to a Moose or the next star.
See, I thought Kenny's idea of having Moose win and having Omega be like, "Oh, you thought I was going to give you what title?" No.
Right.
I actually liked that idea for the sheer fact that it would, one, give Moose a title again. And I know it's the one that he carried around for a while anyway as like a non-sanctioned thing. But at least that gives Impact a title to have defendable every couple weeks.
Right.
Like outside of just that X Division title. I think giving them back that TNA title, even though it may not mean a ton to some people, it did get recognized as a world title by D'Amore before it was given to Kenny. I wouldn't have hated that if they'd have just pulled the trigger and given Moose that title.
Right. That could have been something they definitely could have done also. They definitely could have done, which is something I still believe is going to happen. I still believe that's what's going to happen when someone does beat him. He's going to give him back the TNA belt. So that is definitely going to happen. But I think also with Moose knows that once his contract is up, he's going to get big money. He's going to get big money, and everyone's going to want to sign him. So if Impact doesn't put that belt on him soon, that's definitely going to be clause for him to want to leave.
Right.
If they want him to stay, they're going to have to put that belt on him within the next 2 months. They're going to have to.
So Moose,
or if they're actually paying him good money, they're gonna have to really put that belt on him before he ends up looking like Braun's ass.
Right.
So Moose right now, he just turned 37. So at the end of this 2-year deal, he'll be 39, which
still in his prime.
Still in his prime.
His career.
So all that would mean is that he'd be in his prime, and he would have had 2 more years, ideally on top.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So in 2 years' time, Moose is going to be a big commodity.
And he's been
like
he's
Sean
been one of
Spears
their
level.
workhorses.
Oh God, no.
He's been one of their workhorses over the past 2 years.
Moose has
Him and
carried
Rich
that
Swann,
not only while Omega has been holding their belt. When we had all those problems with Tessa not being there with the belt,
been there
and
one
kind of having to go
constant.
back and forth, trying to figure out who a world champion is, Moose has been consistent.
He really has.
And he's I'm sorry, cut you off. Go ahead, bro.
He's not only their Roman, he is also their Seth because he's the workhorse, because he's the reliable one that can put on great match after great match after great match.
And you could call him their
Drew.
Miz. Their Miz also because he doesn't get hurt.
Yep.
I was going to say Drew. Drew. Go ahead, Kenny. My bad, man.
I was gonna say I watched the other day. Actually, last week. Last week, actually, after Impact went on, I left Twitch on, and of course they were playing old Impact matches and stuff like that. And Moose's debut came up, and from where his debut was to where he was then to what he is now, that's superstar right there. That's superstar. That's literally what Moose did when he first came into where he is now. You can honestly say was Roman in FCW to Roman on SmackDown right now.
I was going to go with a Drew comparison because I think I looked at one point last year. Drew had more matches than WWE had Raws. Like the show that he was on, he had more matches than the number of Raws that they had actually had up until that point.
He was doing double.
He was doing like 4 matches in a night. He was doing gauntlets. Obviously, the pay-per-views count too, but like he had a ton of matches. And like, if you want to talk about a workhorse, that's Moose and that's Drew. And I mean, look, if you're getting compared to the Drew of the company, and you're talking about the Roman of a company, that's who should have your title. Like, it just makes sense. And look, the Miz is a good comparison too because he doesn't get hurt. And you can kind of stick the title on him at any time and he can carry it for a little while. But I would say that the one thing there is that Moose is a lot more believable as a long-term champ too.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he is.
But then, like I said, do you fall into the trap that a lot that happens when you do give Moose the belt? Who do you have beat him?
Probably one of the new signees, right? I mean,
Who
at
do you
some
have beat
point,
Moose?
Yeah,
Jake
or
something.
Trey.
Jake something.
Bill,
Yeah, I guess
Bill,
the story
Bill
is
Jake
there.
something. Bill Jake something.
My whole thing is this: once Moose wins the belt, doesn't that kind of technically turn him into a face because he's bringing the belt back home?
Moose is not really a face or a heel. I think Moose is just kind of
He's Moose.
He's Moose. He's all about what's best for Moose. Whether that makes him out to be the bad guy in the situation or not, it's all about Moose.
So if that's the case, then
Josh
say
would be a
Jake's-
good one.
you say Jake. I was
Josh,
just getting ready to say Josh would have to be, especially after that reference after that match with TJP where he said, "I'm the king of the mountain." You know, until that belt comes back home.
Damn it.
Until that belt comes back home, this is the top belt in Impact.
I got a point about Moose being Moose. Let me tell you something. The crowd's gonna be a Slammiversary, right?
Yeah.
That crowd will make him a face. That pop he's gonna get, the crowd's gonna make him a face.
Speaking of Slammiversary, how is Impact gonna have to change those promos now that Samoa Joe ain't gonna be there?
They'll
They
take
don't
him
care.
out. They'll take him out.
This was a simple take
Like,
out.
they'll take him out. They don't care. They knew they were getting Joe. They knew they weren't getting Joe.
They might just leave him in there just to do it.
But also speaking of Slammiversary, so there's not a rumor. There's a story out that they're going to bring back like a classic TNA match
Ultimate
for Slammiversary.
X. Please be
So
Ultimate X.
I thought Ultimate X, but Kenny brought up the fact that Josh called himself the King of the Mountain.
Oh God,
That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
So they might do King of the Mountain. And
I hate King of the Mountain.
Well, it's because you can't do a good King of the Mountain match. It's way too complicated. And
Is that the one where you have to go hang the belt yourself or something?
You've got it's a ladder match, and there's a penalty box, and you have like 5 guys, and if you pin or submit someone, you are then eligible to hang the belt. If you get pinned or submitted, you have to get put in the penalty box for 2 minutes, and the person that has scored a pinfall or whatever has to climb the ladder and then hang the belt to become champion. It is way too complicated. It is way too much.
It is their way of trying to just make the greatest match that only happened once. The triple cage from Ready to Rumble that they had once in WCW. That match was awesome. Even though David Arquette won, that match was awesome.
It was just
actually that match that David Arquette won was a play.
I think that was just a regular match.
Right. Actually, with the triple cage match though was actually that actually happened even before that. It was called the Tower of Doom.
With Hogan and Macho Man.
No. It was back in NWA, and it had Kevin Sullivan and his crew against the Road Warriors and their crew.
Oh,
really?
God.
And it was like the 3 stage. It was called like the 3 stages of death, if I'm not mistaken. And it was like a smaller cage on top of another cage on top of another cage. It was something like I remember that. I remember that because it was when I was real young. It was like the first time I ever seen some shit like that. But no, that wasn't the first time. That was NWA did some crazy shit. They had a Skywalker scaffold match.
Dude, those scaffold matches are fucking terrifying. Like, holy shit.
Motherfuckers is 50 feet in the air on the scaffold, legit body slamming each other. And as a fan, you're sitting there waiting for somebody to die. Because you're like, fall.
That's when while TNA tried to do that, and they do the Elevation X, which was they had a big ass steel X above the ring, and you climb up and try to knock each other off of it. The problem with that was TNA's ring, because it was 6-sided, had a lot less give than other rings.
Right.
So the odds of you getting hurt in that fall. Yeah.
So everybody was dying.
JR talked about that match earlier this year in April. The Tower of Doom match that took place at the 1988 Great American Bash.
There it is right there.
It saw the Road Warriors, Jimmy Garvin, Ron Garvin, and Steve Williams team up for the bout. They face Al Perez, Ivan Koloff, Kevin Sullivan, Mike Rotunda, and the Russian Assassin.
God damn it, Kenny.
Kenny's
for somebody
right.
who smokes fucking weed, how good is my goddamn memory?
Whoa. Hold on. On one team, you have the Road Warriors, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and Ron and Jimmy Garvin.
Yes.
Listen, first of
Good
all,
God.
They win?
Back then, NWA had a bunch of hard-hitting motherfuckers. Anybody who doesn't know...
They did.
They did?
Yeah.
You're beating them? Are you shitting me? That's the most ass-kicking team I've ever seen.
First of all, Ronnie Garvin's nickname was the Hands of fucking Stone.
Dude,
he used to knock people out. That was his finisher.
If you only knew Garvin from his time in like WWF, you don't understand how fucking terrifying that man really was.
He was a midget Stan Hansen in a way. Okay, that's exactly what the fuck Ronnie Garvin was.
Was that not even the main event?
No. The main event was Ric Flair against Lex Luger for the world title.
And the object of the match was to go from the top to the bottom through trap doors.
In one piece.
Ron Garvin won the match for his team when he was pushed out of the cage by Kevin Sullivan. Jim Ross described this match as, and I quote, a clusterfuck.
I bet. Again, it's a match that's hard to do well, and it's
A 3-level clusterfuck is how I describe it. It's too many moving parts. What do you focus on? Who gets over? So many things. A total gimmick.
Yo, it was. All I know is there was a lot of blood in that fucking match, and I was just watching people get thrown off of shit and through shit. And at one point, somebody got thrown like from almost the top cage, damn near to the mat. At some point, if I'm not mistaken, like
JR sounds angry in this quote. He's just like, I just did not like this match.
It's one of the matches that stuck out in my head. I'll tell you that.
I don't blame you because if I saw something like that, I'd be like, "Yo."
There are just some matches that no matter what you do, it's got too many moving parts, like he said. That's one of them. The King of the Mountain match is another one. It's fucking impossible.
Apparently, the 6-man Hell in a Cell was one of those too. Because
they just need to
I
actually like
I love the 6-man Hell in a Cell.
I love it too. I like playing it on the video games.
I need.
How fucking young are you?
Oh God.
You don't know the fucking Road Warriors or Dr.
No,
Death is?
he probably knows the Road Warriors.
Dr. Death?
R.I.P. Dr. Death.
Dr. fucking Death.
Remember when beat his ass in the brawl for it all?
Yeah.
Bart Gunn. Remember when Bart Gunn beat the shit out of Dr. Death? Dude, and then Butterbean killed Bart Gunn in less than 8 seconds?
That was one of my favorite podcasts to listen to.
Poor motherfucker.
That was one of my favorite podcasts to listen to about Brawl for All, where they're just like, we set this up and we didn't think Bart Gunn was going to just be beating everybody's ass, and we just stumbled upon this, and now it's like...
You know what we should do? We should go back and watch the Brawl for All and talk about it on the podcast.
I'm down with it. We'll do it one day. We'll do it.
Let's
keep going with news. Let's keep going with news.
Anyway, so Samoa Joe is back with NXT.
Thank God.
Which, honestly, so I think that shows that he's probably still not cleared.
Oh, he's definitely not cleared.
They're teasing a lot of shit.
He choked the motherfucker out last night.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. They claim he isn't cleared, but if he is provoked, aka breathed on, looked at, bumped into, sneezed at,
he can choke you out.
He can choke you out at any given moment, and he put Adam Cole to sleep.
And then they tease like a Pete Dunne thing.
That man might not be cleared, but it's gonna get to that point where he's gonna get cleared. And
if he's not cleared, I think he's very close to being.
He's really close for them to tease that many matches. They teased him and Cole, him and Dunne, him and Cross. He told Cross, "TikTok, young champion."
It's got to be Daniel Bryan levels of like, look, I've had all these doctors tell me I can go. Come on, like it's got to be close. It's got to be close.
He might be that person that beats Cross. He might send Cross to the main roster.
Cross Joe is a fucking. I would pay $60 for that fucking. That is
I would take
dream match for me.
Cross versus Joe in a 3 stages of hell in NXT.
Let them just beat the absolute shit out of each other. Oh my god, it'd be amazing.
You know what? Of course, Cross Joe is the money match that everybody would want, but Joe Dunn, that would be a fucking great ass match, right there.
It's gonna be somebody getting the fingers broken, necks broken, just death.
A match I really want to see, just like kind of want to check it out. Samoa Joe and Bronson Reed.
Oh,
you mean father and son? It's always good to see a good father and son fight.
Pumbaa and Pumbaa Jr. Yeah, I want to see
Pumbaa and Pumbaa Jr. It's always a good father and son fights are always good. You know, they always make for good money.
Oh man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cross. Yeah. What you mean might actually?
Someone's gonna die.
Someone's
gonna die. Yeah, Cross.
Do you remember when Bray threw someone at Roman?
Yes.
Like I imagine that happening throughout the entire match. So they're just fighting through the crowd and they're just like chucking motherfuckers at each other.
That was that great era when people were just it was when shit just kept getting thrown at Roman. That was that era when Roman had briefcases thrown at him. He had the chair. He had the chair by Braun. Then Bray just threw a person at him. Then Roman threw himself into the ambulance like a dumbass.
What you call it? That's when we came up with the. I've never seen a motherfucker throw a motherfucker at a motherfucker before.
He beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Joe, this is the best move for him. I wrote in the UTR group page. I'm like, listen, you have to make a shit ton of money and you'll have longevity. Because let's just say, and I hope it doesn't happen, let's just say he had another injury. What can Joe do? Talk. He can talk, whether it be a manager, whether it be in this enforcer role like he is now, or as a commentator. So you have longevity and flexibility. So it was the best move for him.
Here's the thing. I read that Trips was extremely upset.
Yeah, Trips was pissed off.
He was furious.
When Joe got let go. Trips was extremely upset when Joe got let go. So that's why he snatched Joe up immediately. Like, nah. You ain't going nowhere.
Well, it's just
Joe was one of
you can do anything with Joe.
Biggest acquisitions ever.
Like Joe, right now he's not even wrestling, and it's like one of the biggest topics in wrestling. And it's because Joe is so believable as a badass. You don't need him to wrestle. Just the threat of him maybe doing something is enough.
People chant, Joe is gonna kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're a badass when you come out and your theme song doesn't have words, but it does because all it is people screaming your fucking name over and over again. Joe. Like, let's be realistic. I'm pretty sure Haku is really Joe's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is I know people were upset that he didn't go anywhere else. And I wanted him to go to Impact because I'm an Impact fan and it'd be nice. But like NXT is just the best option. There's just I didn't really want him to go to AEW because I
don't want him to put on crazy spots and get himself hurt. Let's be realistic.
Right.
Let's be realistic. The only place that honestly Joe, as much as we would, as you said, like for him to go back to Impact, the only place for Joe is WWE. Because they're going to, no matter how much people hate WWE or want to talk shit about them, WWE is going to make you a shit ton of money and they're going to make your career last. Because they're not going to,
you're healthy.
Right. Because they're not going to let you do wild, dumb shit for no reason.
It affects the bottom dollar. It affects the bottom dollar.
So,
whether it's for business or for the good of you, it doesn't matter. They're going to make sure you're as healthy as possible. That's what they do.
Like we saw what DB had to go through just to get cleared,
and like people were so pissed about that. It's like, dude, they're trying to save this. They're trying to save this man's life.
Contract.
Exactly.
And to save this man's life.
And it's not like he's going to. It's not like they don't have shitty doctors. They have some of the best doctors in the world.
They have the best doctors in the world because they paying for them privately. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, make sure this motherfucking neck is okay.
That's why I don't blame when some people be like, "Well, Vince is doing this now. We gotta get out of that habit of saying Vince because a lot of this stuff. This is a Fortune 500 company. Vince is just there at this point. They got to answer the shareholders. You clearing people that don't really need to be cleared, and they get hurt. They're gonna be looking. The shareholders gonna be looking at you like, "Why'd you clear them? Why'd you do that?"
You made a great legit point. Just made that down there in that comment. Joe would have been stable. 50th fucking stable. You are 100% right. That AEW is doing too much of New Japan, man, because New Japan has 109 stables, but all their stables win.
Their stables, what AEW fucks up with, because I saw something where they were saying, "Well, we're doing. You guys don't complain about New Japan." That's because with New Japan, the gang warfare. The stable warfare makes sense over there. It doesn't make sense yet in AEW because AEW isn't old enough. AEW is only 2 years old, if even that.
You're brand new.
They're still brand new, and you're just every time we blink, there's a new fucking stable. Why is everybody in a new damn stable? There's a new damn team. Why are people leaving their other companies to come to AEW and form new teams. Ethan Page.
Why is Dolph Ziggler's brother in a team with JD Drake?
You have the Nightmare Family.
Just because.
You have the
Just
Dark Order. You have the Pinnacle. You have Inner Circle. You have the Elite. You have the Super Elite.
Dolph Ziggler's brother also hanging out with Caesar Bononi.
Yeah, they're all part of the same group. It's those three and then Peter Avalon. They're like the groomsmen or something. The wingmen. The wingmen.
You have the Gun Club, and then you have the Gun Club that's part of the Nightmare Family.
Tito with a save. Yeah, the wingmen. And then there's TH whatever.
TH2.
TH2. Yeah, and like, god damn, dude, it's way too many. Way too many. Yeah, it is. It is absolute garbage. And I am a JD Drake fan, and it sucks. It sucks. It really sucks. I hate it.
Good to see Daryl in the comments tonight from Top Rope. That's Daryl. So good to see him joining us tonight.
Yes, we will take anybody from Top Rope.
Dark Order. It sucks,
Dark Order is in a holding pattern because Brody is dead.
It sucks, but like without Brody, there's not really.
That is literally all they're in a holding pattern. They're going to be at a crossroads until they can.
And the thing about it is, they're going to be stuck for such a long time because nobody wants to see Dark Order with a new leader. That's the problem. Well, but without a leader, they have no fucking path. They have no business. So they actually need a leader, but none of them want to see.
Because it's definitely not going to be Adam Cole. Oh, fuck money, Matt Hardy.
Money, Matt.
Daryl's fucking with me because when we did the live stream of whatever that shitty whatever one of their pay-per-views was. We were talking that match legitimately with him and Hangman for whatever the first wage earner that pissed me off. I don't know if I've ever been that angry at a wrestling match.
I don't like Matt Hardy anymore. Like, when he debuted,
I was visibly frustrated watching that match. Like I was so angry.
I mean, it was terrible. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was like
Matt Hardy. Like why? Don't get me started.
I just don't understand the point.
I'm just sitting back smiling because I've corrupted Justin into the hating of the old.
Kenny, it's fucking it's gone from this to this in the matter of like 3 months. Like really,
it started off so well with how he debuted. And he was broken Matt Hardy, and then we watched him die about 70 times in between that time. And now he's Big Money Matt, which was cool in Impact because he was still wrestling and he was still serviceable. He is old as shit now. He fucking sucks. And it has actually brought down Private Party because Private Party fucking sucks now.
Private Party was so over. And then you put this giant fucking asshole. You just put this giant asshole with him. And said, hey, time to fuck it up.
All right.
Hold on. All right. We gotta stop.
We got to. Time out.
Let's do some more news. We talked about.
I got news. I'll give you news. Josh Alexander is set to debut on New Japan's show this Friday.
He's gonna fight Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Yo, did you see Justin's face just snap? Yo, my man Otis said.
I was doing that as a fan. Justin hates Matt Hardy as much as me and Kenny hate Rey Mysterio.
That is some serious hate, folks. Because I swear, Ray, don't ever let me catch you outside, bro. Don't ever let me catch you outside. Please don't let me catch you in the NXT parking lot, Mr. Mysterio.
Right.
I got a bat with Money Matt on it.
Oh God.
Hey,
all right, we're getting to the point where we're threatening people now. We need to calm down.
I was just gonna gift him something. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
It's a bat.
It's weird.
It's a bat with Sting on it. He's gonna give it to Matt Hardy.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Vince McMahon and WWE sued for selling stock while failing to disclose collapse of Middle East deals.
It's not a collapse. It's just on pause.
See, they're being sued of claims of selling more than $300 million worth of stock at inflated prices while keeping the public in the dark about the collapse of the key Middle East broadcasting deals.
Oh,
Here's the
those
thing.
broadcasting deals.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We all knew those deals was going to be kind of shady because it's Chop Chop City over there.
Right. Chop City. Chop City, bitch.
Right. So we knew that was going to be some shit. Vince is a motherfucker, but Vince ain't a stupid motherfucker. Vince is like, yo, y'all won't pay me for this? I bet.
Because remember
let you
what
pay me.
caused all that to begin with. He was like, y'all ain't paid me my money to even show this event yet, so cut it off. And he cut it off, and they were like, why ain't you showing the show? Me? Hey, Vince got some balls on him.
And then that's when they was like, all right, don't want to show the show. We're going to keep your fucking wrestlers stuck
Right.
here.
Vince got some balls on him. Because a lot of people was like, it wasn't a hostage situation. I'm like, that was definitely a hostage situation.
That's dead ass a hostage situation.
They know all of a sudden no planes could leave?
Sounds like a hostage situation.
Hulk Hogan got on his plane. Brock got on his plane. They had private jets. But for you fuckers that didn't, y'all were stuck.
Another debut this week. We're getting Steve Cutler and now Steve Macklin. He'll be debuting in Impact this week.
He's going to be the next hot fucking commodity.
Yeah,
But
go
you know
ahead and
what?
pick him up, Full Gear.
Hey!
I think the fuck not. I think
Hey,
the fuck not.
you know what? That's Deanna's boyfriend. He's about to get the rocket.
Yeah,
thing.
he about to be world champion.
Here's the thing.
He's going to be the one to take it off Moose.
Oh,
I
God.
actually prefer watching him wrestle more than I did Sean Spears.
For watching him to Jackson Riker.
I didn't even watch Sean Spears or Jackson Riker. Apparently, Jackson Riker wants gold. I want to know how do you get to be just.
He said the U.S. Championship looks nice. Like,
Of course,
No.
the U.S. Championship
No,
looks
sir.
nice to him.
no,
Of
sir.
all the titles, I'm
No,
gonna get
sir.
all close. Of
Yeah.
all the titles, the U.S. title,
Hold on, let's get this right.
U.S. title, the
So the racist Trump man who wears the flag on his trunks thinks that the U.S. title is the title that he wants to build
That shit
himself a
about
wall with.
That shit about to be the MAGA title.
Yep.
Watch out, Sheamus.
Good Lord.
Watch
Oh,
out,
wait a
Sheamus.
minute. Can I ask the question? Is my title a MAGA title because it's red? Wait.
No.
Okay, I'm about to say.
No, what the fuck? No.
No.
I'm about to say it's
Uh-uh.
no, it can't be, right? It can't be.
Not until he gets it.
Oh,
He's going to be the one to take it off Lashley.
Oh,
Kenny got the Universal Championship, so that means he gonna beat Roman. He better not. No, I ain't gonna say that. Justin knew what I was going about. I was about to say.
Yep, I do.
I will. Oh no.
So Mick Foley's on the new Stone Cold, whatever. What is this show called on the network?
Broken
Skull
Broken Skull
Session.
Yeah.
And every time they do the show, Stone Cold's like, all right, I'm gonna give you a name of a wrestler, and you're gonna give me like a phrase. And he says Cesaro, and Mick Foley just goes, Vince. He looks dead in the camera and goes, Vince, push this man to the top. Give him everything. He has it. So like Foley is on Peacock on the network,
Which
calling
means
out Vince.
Cesaro will not get
Which
pushed.
means this
Yep.
man Cesaro is about
Which
to
means
get jobber
Foley's
status.
just ruined whatever pushes always gonna
didn't Foley also just like tell AEW to sign Braun?
Yeah. Mick
Oh,
Foley
yeah.
don't give a fuck. He's at that old man stage. He don't give a shit.
I mean,
When
I'm
did
not saying Foley's wrong. I'm just saying that
Okay, I got a question. Like, we all love Foley, but when did Foley turn into the drunk, old, dirty mall Santa? Like, the man looks like he's a drunk, dirty mall Santa. When did Mick Foley get to that point?
He's always
Kenny-
looked like that.
All the
Kenny-
things he says, though,
he
are
has
good.
always looked like that.
But is it? No, it was before. It was just a dirty bum. Okay, first he just like a dirty bum.
You mean when he got old and got gray hairs?
Yeah, I mean, like I got gray hair, but Mick looked Mick look bad, man. He
He
just
don't
look like
care. You know he
always
don't
look
care
bad.
about. He don't care about upkeep. That man had denture. That man had false teeth that he just doesn't. He refuses to wear. He just had them sitting in his medicine cabinet. He's like, I don't want to wear these teeth.
I think he's had those since he was like 15.
Kidding.
He just doesn't care.
I mean, that looks like, the normal meth head that you see at 7-Eleven. Yeah. Yeah.
He has looked like that since the beginning of time.
But now it's just terrible.
He
It's
got
just-
old.
He's
He got
old.
old, Kenny.
He's old.
Kenny,
and
you
he's
should
rich.
understand that better than anybody.
Hey,
Hey.
Justin, do yourself a favor. Go fuck yourself.
Kenny, the
All
only
right.
reason you don't look at that is because you didn't fall off 57 cages and get blown up in fucking barbed wire matches every night.
Don't
That
tell me.
motherfucker took the worst bumps imaginable
At the
every
end of-
night for 10 years.
At the end of the day, though, for him to look like that, he still outkicked his coverage and got a smoking hot wife.
Kenny, I got
So-
demons for that.
What happened?
I said I got demons for that.
Yeah, good.
Oh God.
Good.
Yeah, he did. He was in TNA with the leopard print.
Yes, he was. Don't remind me of the TNA Mick Foley.
TNA World Champion Mick Foley.
Yes, he beat Sting, I think.
That's what it was.
Yep.
All right, let's get
Let's go
into
over
the
these
fucking-
babies' views.
Yeah.
One more news thing. WWE Best Moment is returning to the ESPYs this year.
Oh man, that was
No.
skipped.
Yo, hold on. I got another piece of news I want to talk about real quick.
I got the old man going.
Another piece of news I want to talk about is supposedly Lana
Oh God.
is spilling the tea on
She ain't got no tea.
WWE.
She ain't got no tea.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's keep it 100 and a buck here. Lana, let's not act like you were nothing more than just a fucking pretty face. Let's be realistic, because there were honestly a bunch of other women on that roster with actual in-ring talent who should have been Naomi's partner, who should have had that singles push against Nia, trying to get a world championship match. Like, let's not act like you weren't just a pretty face, because that's all you were.
That's why
And
she
I'm gonna
lasted
be
that long there.
And I'm gonna be honest, if you're gonna talk about playing, you know what, Mongo, I don't give a fuck. Check this out.
It's the
And
truth.
if you're gonna talk about like, oh, there was sexual harassment or sexual misconduct going on backstage against me, if that was the case that happened to you, why did you stay after your husband, your protector, left?
I don't think she even has anything to say. Honestly, I think she's just doing that because
Here's my thing.
before they cracked down on everything with them promoting stuff on social media that wasn't WWE related. She was always promoting other stuff on there. She was always doing little TikToks. She's always doing dances. She's always promoting other products. She's just doing this so she can get some more attention, because after this, I don't even think she's going to wrestle anymore. I would not be shocked to see her go to AEW.
Sucks.
But here's my
Sucks.
thing. If she has tea to spill, the tea that she's now quote unquote spilling is not about her. It's going to be about somebody else. So basically, you're putting somebody else's business out in the street because you got fired for not being any fucking good.
Exactly.
Well,
If it was anything serious, she wouldn't have stayed as long as she did.
Well, she put
And like I said, if it was something serious, you would have left when your husband. You would have left when your husband fucking left.
Lana won the Survivor Series match. If no one remembers that.
That's because they were so busy trying to build Lana up. Now, I understand why they got rid of her. Because when her and Rusev were there, yeah, I'm sure they was paying both of them big money. He fell victim, just like Braun's ass did. He probably had a high-ass contract. And they said, you know what? We paying you all this money, and you suck ass? Yeah, let's just go ahead and just cut bait. Get rid of that.
Oh my god.
Let's just talk about the women in WWE right now. Let's real talk about this. Eva Marie debuted on Monday.
Oh
to a lot of fanfare.
Yes.
And she brought with her Piper Niven, who WWE commentary decided to call that person. And who is that? And wow, the
Doodoo drop.
They
Doodoo drop.
They never called her anything, but the rumored name for Piper Niven is
Doodoo drop. Duo drop or doodoo drop? Doodoo
Brown.
Drop.
WWE. Why do you?
Her name is Bloop Bloop.
Why is it so selective?
Right.
How come some people's NXT history is talked about, and some you act like they've never been in the company before?
Because it depends on how big of a star you are. Like, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are not a top superstar before you get into NXT, it will not be. You ain't Finn, Nakamura, Samoa Joe. Who else? If Adam Cole, if he comes up, if you are not top dollar shit when you leave NXT, they are not bringing that shit up one bit. And by top dollar shit, you had to been making top dollars some other fucking place else before they started you.
I'm not saying that's not what they do. What I'm saying is they shouldn't do that. Because what that does is it diminishes your other brands.
They should fucking pay attention to NXT, period. If the main roster paid attention to NXT, we wouldn't have half the fucking issues we would have right now with the goddamn wrestlers we have.
If they had just brought in Dijak, like, oh shit, that's Donovan Dijak from NXT, he's a badass.
The guy who pushed Keith Lee to the fucking limit every time they fought.
But no.
The audience is different on the main roster.
It does not matter.
What you about to say, Justin?
I got a little bit of a.
But you have to at least talk about. You need to talk
about
what?
You got what? You better not be a fucking rebuttal, bitch.
You need to talk about because you're your other brands. So if you're not talking about the brands that you have, and you're just like, oh, that didn't happen, we're gonna pretend none of that happened. Why the fuck do you have the show? What's the point?
Hold on.
Isn't the point to sell us on Peacock? Is the point? No. Is the point not to sell us on Peacock and have us get a Peacock subscription? Yes. You get a Peacock subscription so you can watch all their other bullshit on that fucking network. So, no, shut up. So
I'm trying to get you to Justin. I'm trying to get you in, Justin.
No, if the goal is to sell you on Peacock, if the goal is to sell you on Peacock and have you spend that $10 a month, why would you not say, oh, you know what? Look at all these people from NXT. You can see these motherfuckers on Peacock every goddamn week.
Tell them.
Thursdays, Fridays, whatever.
Tell them why you mad.
Why would you not?
You Uncle Willie's son. You don't play that shit.
Why would you not talk about it? Why not bring it up?
Because they don't give a fuck.
But they should. I know they don't give a fuck, Mike. That's why I'm pissed off about it. That's why this shit sucks. That's why Raw sucks. That's why it's in the fucking toilet. But they should care. God damn it.
Everybody is so angry tonight.
I'm not angry. I'm just here. I'm fine.
Okay.
Oh, this is hilarious.
So I'm also angry. I'm not gonna get that angry, but I am angry. Here's where I'm angry at. The names.
Sorry.
Mongo got Matt angry.
Sorry for cussing. Sorry that I cussed so much.
He got Matt angry when I got mad at Bossman at one time.
Okay. So
he got scary angry.
So here's where I'm angry, is the names that they have come up with over the last, let's just say 6 months. I'll be nice.
Doodoo drop.
Teabag.
Doodoo
Mace.
Drop.
Yes, that's the newest one.
Doodrop.
Wesley. How lazy do you have to be to come up with Wesley?
No,
Nash Carter and L.A. Knight.
Eli Drake. What's Mia Yim's name again? Isn't it Car Crash?
Reckoning.
Horse shit. You might as well have named horse shit, because that is what these names are. They're awful. They're terrible names. L.A. Knight is my least favorite because I wanted Eli Drake to be good. because I know he can cut a great promo, and I know he can go
This
decently
motherfucker
well
beat
enough
up
in the
that
ring.
DiBiase.
Fuck LA Knight.
Yeah, but
they've got a guy there now named Top Dollar.
Fuck him too.
that too. Screw that name too. All of these names are
Yeah, I
terrible.
changed my name.
Matty TBS. These are all terrible names. Like who have they hired in the last like 6 months to say let's go T-Bar, Mace, Wesley, Nash Carter?
I feel like at this
They're all
point,
terrible.
What?
I
Oh,
feel
slap
like-
dick, slap dick,
Slap
right?
dick.
I feel like at this point they come up with these characters, and then the last thing they even think about is the name. Because Wesley and Nash Carter is garbage.
And then they called Mustafa Ali the hacker, but he does nothing to hack anything. He's not hacking shit.
He hasn't hacked anything.
Whoa! It's Mustafa.
Mustafa.
Sorry.
Well, remember at one point he was just Ali. Now he was good enough to gain Mustafa back.
Taking his name
I hate
back.
it all. I hate all these names.
They're
all terrible.
NXT has someone named Marcel Barthel and Matt Martell.
One of them is
Everrise.
Can you not have given like Martell like a slightly different name? Just like
They're just a fucking awful, man.
Didn't I ask you, was he related to Rick Martel when I first saw him?
Yeah, he did.
Because of that.
Look, man.
Speaking of Everrise,
Wesley's
you were
pissed me
right.
off the
Everrise
most.
is the fucking great.
Dude, Everrise is great.
Everrise is fucking great.
Well, they're gonna die. They're gonna die next week.
Wesley's still my least favorite. Wesley's my least favorite in terms of just an actual name. Like LA Knight is one I'm angriest about.
Hey,
Wesley is terrible.
Wait,
It's just yes, it's Wesley.
Wesley.
It's
Right.
Wesley.
But they were so lazy that they had to go Wesley.
Lee.
I'll be honest. The name that I hate the most is Saray, because her old wrestling name was Sarie.
Oh, that's his ass.
And it's like, why don't you just keep the fucking name?
They went They did Sarie. How about you just put your little thing on it? Okay.
It is
Saray.
Sarray Saray. But while she was in Japan, it was
Saray.
Saree.
That sounds like my man Dave Chappelle, Juicy Smollett.
That sounds like they tomatoed her ass into saying something else. It's the same fucking name.
What was your name over there? It was Saray. Okay, it was Sarai. All right, it's gonna be Saray.
Saray. God damn, man.
I'm sorry, I got us off on that, but I needed to say that because I've been angry about these names for a while. Daryl, if he's still here, will tell you.
Doodoo Drop is the worst.
Doodoo Drop's bad.
Doodoo Drop is horrible. Doodoo Drop is worse. I don't know what's worse, Slap Dick or Doodoo Drop.
Doodoo Drop. And I bet that name won't even be used because it's out there. So we're like, y'all better not use Doodrop.
You know, if they teamed up together, you could call them.
No, nothing.
Don't you dare say that.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Don't you dare say doo-doo dick.
Don't you dare!
Don't doo-doo dick.
I knew he was going to say it. I'm so angry. So mad.
Oh, and we forgot another great rename. Two other terrible renames. What was the Viking Raiders? They were the War Raiders.
The Viking Experience.
The Viking Experience. That became the name of their finisher. And then the Ascension just became ass. She comes out there as Doodrop.
I guarantee you, in 2 months' time, Piper's going to be off of Raw.
Oh, I would hope so.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you, in 2 months' time, Piper's going to be debuting in Impact as Jordan Grace's new tag team partner.
She's gonna be and Eva Marie gonna be off Team Raw.
She's not wrestling. Like,
she won the match.
That's how they're going to play this off.
She won the match in the books. She won the match.
That's how they're going to play this off.
Check the books.
Mongo, let's go over these pay-per-views because.
All right. Let's talk about it. So let's get into. So the first one was Against All Odds, which was really, really, really good. aside from like the first match is kind of crappy, but that's because Tommy Dreamer was in it. No offense, Tommy. He's
just old.
You're old. Sami Callihan and Tommy Dreamer defeated the Good Brothers in a street fight. It's fine. But the next match,
the finish was bad in that match too, by the way.
Yeah. Great. But the next match was awesome. It was Joe Doring versus Satoshi Kojima. And they beat the absolute shit out of each other.
It went a little too long for me.
It's 9 minutes.
I could have seen 7. I could have seen 7, but that's just me being picky. But that was Asian Stan Hansen against young Stan Hansen, pretty much, huh? Just 2 old guys beating the shit out of each other. That's what it looked like.
These 2 sold out stadiums in Japan together. So like they've been feuding with each other for years.
Oh, so they know each other.
So that's why it was so good. I'm glad Doring won because I was afraid they're going to give it to Kojima and it would have hurt about my design more because he's not going to be around long.
That's the one that got me beautiful. Mm-hmm. That's the one that got me beautiful.
Doring not only won, he fucking whooped his ass at the end. It was
exactly what was supposed to happen and exactly what did happen because I told you it was going to be a violent by design. Sweet. I told you that.
You're right. Next up was the X Division #1 contendership. It was really great with a really, really weird ending. Peter Williams versus Trey Miguel versus Ace Austin versus Chris Bay versus Rohit Raju. The winner would get a shot at Josh Alexander. Ended in a no contest because Madman Fulton came in and killed everyone but Ace.
But my thing with that was they let Madman destroy everybody for like 15 minutes, and then they decided it's a no contest.
Yeah, they should have.
Why would you not ring the bell immediately?
First of all, are there rules in once it's out of a normal?
So normally,
once it's out of a normal, like I say, regular singles match. Are there technically even rules?
No, because in triple threats, people use weapons all the time.
Right.
Because it comes down to if there's no count out, then there's usually going to be no DQ.
Right.
And there's no count out in multi-man matches.
So if there's no count out and no DQ, what the fuck? If Madman Fulton beat the shit out of everybody, which he did, at one point held all of the other 4 competitors up in the air at the same time.
That's a pretty great spot.
If you didn't see this, he had Trey in the World's Strongest Slam. He had double choke slams on, I think it was Petey and Rohit. And then he had Chris Bay in a power bomb all at once. Boom. Ultimate death. That was great. That was great. I loved it.
And then he pulled Ace on top of fucking, I think it was Rohit, and then that's when they decided no contest.
If you're gonna have him do that amazing spot, you gotta let it play out as he let his guy win.
Right.
Because I think eventually that maybe that sets up Ace versus Madman for a title or something down the line, where it's like you're only winning because of me and my 7 foot tall ass. That would have been the direction I'd have probably gone in, is let that end that way.
Satoshi Kojima's staying around. He's going to be a tag team with Eddie Edwards.
Yeah,
Greg, you mentioned a minute ago that something about that it was a really great match, but with a weird ending. I really think that sums up the whole pay-per-view. As a whole. Like if you just go down the list, like there's either a bad ending or a weird ending for almost every match.
Yeah, and every match was really fun, really good. And
until the end.
Kind of have a question mark. Let's see. The next match was this was one that I thought was perfect. I think this is actually the match of the night. W. Morrissey versus Rich Swann. W. Morrissey has never looked as good as he is right now.
Yeah.
Good
100%.
God. And partly it's because of Swann.
He beat the hell out of Swann.
He did.
He beat the hell out of Swann. But at the same time, Swann came back several times, and you're like, maybe Swann might have it. No, he just got kicked in the face again.
All it will take is one shot from Morrissey, and he was down. And it's crazy because, again, it's like, how can Impact make this guy look this like $1 million? But the WWE just can't get it.
Well, main roster couldn't get it because NXT got it to the point where
NXT
main
did
roster.
get it. NXT almost had that motherfucker win a belt. So it is. It's weird. Like this was probably the best finish of the show as far as like nothing that was really strange. The right person won, and it was as dominant as you'd want it to be.
Dominant is what it should have been from a person that's 7 foot fighting someone 5'6".
Yeah, I really hope Morrissey sticks around because since he's come to Impact, he's been killing it. And again, it's probably because of his he's been fighting. He's fought William Mack and now Rich Swann, who are two of Impact's best
workers. Workers. Now, Morrissey could be the guy to take the belt off of Moose.
Could be. WWE wanted to be a New York wise guy instead of straight brute. Yeah, they did. And it's okay to have him like be intelligent. He's not coming off as an idiot. But when it comes to him being in the ring, he needs to be like this. Like, there was no point in the main roster where he was ragdolling motherfuckers like he's doing now.
No.
And he should have been.
It must be the power of the lugs.
I guess
he should have
be the power of the lug boot.
He should have been able to do that. And the thing is like they were in a lot of matches with like smaller dudes. Like,
his last feud was against Daniel Bryan.
Right.
And Bryan whooped his ass.
Right.
Monkey shit out of him.
Mm-hmm. Like, why? At a certain point, that like if in wrestling you being a big motherfucker doesn't matter,
what's the purpose of being big?
Why does it matter? Then what's the point? Like, if that should give you like an advantage in most matches, but in a lot of wrestling it doesn't.
On Impact, is there a quote unquote big face?
A big face.
As far as size, stature,
Josh, maybe. I don't know if you call him big though. Like,
I don't know if you call him a face.
Josh, that's true. Like Josh and Moose are kind of they're just tweeners. They just kind of do what they want to do.
Right.
Jake maybe, but he's not really a top face, you know. Like a lot of their top faces are smaller guys.
So their biggest
face is Eddie Edwards.
But I'm saying, I guess if you had to guess, if we had to say it, the biggest person would then be followed by.
Probably. And followed by ain't doing nothing.
Right.
Not a thing. But yeah, no, this was great. This is worth the money alone. Great fucking match. Then Tenille Dashwood beat Jordan Grace. Grace beat Tenille's ass for a good 9.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And then
Rachel Eller pulled Caleb K off the apron, which pissed off Grace, which allowed Dashwood to roll her up.
Again, another really good match that was ruined by a finish.
And I know what they're going for. They're about to have Grace turn heel. Which is fine. She'll be a great heel. But she's dominating the entire thing. And the whole thing is, I don't want you interfering. They're already interfering. Why not have someone even the like? Why would you be mad about that?
And why would you go on for a tantrum that long like she did?
Mm-hmm. Like
she went on for like a good 30 seconds. Leave it alone.
It made her look stupid. It made Grace look stupid, which is not what you want. Like Justin said, great match, weird ending. Fire and Flavor beat Kimberly and Susan.
Right,
cool.
That's right ending. Right ending.
Right
ending on that one.
One of the few that,
Violent by Design beat Decay.
Right ending on that one too.
Right ending.
Right.
Kind of a weird thing.
Proved that Diener can actually win a match, which is what they were going for.
Yeah.
Because that was the whole focus of the match. Because they had Diener spend most of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, he was the workhorse of the match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he had to prove himself. So
it was a good showing for him. It's crazy. Like a year ago, I was like, "Fuck Diener" and "fuck his cousin." I hate both of them. Now,
I was making fun of them.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, good stuff. Deanna Purrazzo beat Rosemary with a pile driver.
I liked it.
I think Deanna had some wardrobe issues during the match because like every few seconds she was having to like do this and having to like kind of. So I think it was early. I think early on that she was having problems. So I don't know. We might get a rematch just because of that, but we'll see. She beat Rosemary. Decay lost.
Yeah.
It was a bad night for Decay, but a good night for Violent by Design. By the way, we're getting her little boyfriend this Thursday. Steve Macklin, he's coming.
Yep. Justin did mention that during our news.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm glad you remember after the 15th beer you've been sipping on over there.
Hey. I got angry. The final match of the night was Kenny Omega beating Moose. And
this man Greg stopped us. Hold on. Greg stopped us all from ranting about Matt Hardy, then proceeds to go on this tirade about us ordering Peacock.
Because y'all bitch about Matt Hardy every week.
That's not every week. Not every week. No, Matt Hardy.
I don't get to complain much. I don't get to.
That's the first time I think I've ever ranted.
I said y'all as a whole.
Kenny's finally got to me where I'm angry about things. I'm turning into an old angry man. Like that me and Mike put it up at the same time. It was literally like right there together.
Well, final match of the night, Kenny Omega and Moose.
I hated that ending.
I didn't like the match that much.
I was gonna say that too. I didn't really. I give the match a solid C.
Worst match of the night.
Like if you're gonna have Moose lose due to shenanigans. Moose
but even before
he should have been more dominant. He should have
before that.
He was getting his ass kicked by Kenny Omega.
It was just a terrible match. The pacing was off.
Match.
Mm.
The pacing was off. But I was bored.
But Impact, y'all are so lucky y'all signed that boy for 2 more years because Moose looked good on a main stage. On the main stage, Moose looked good, man. He had it.
He looked like
had it.
Walking down that ramp.
The entrance, just him in that ring. Impact. Y'all made it good. Y'all lucky. Yeah. Y'all lucky. Y'all are real lucky.
I want to share this real quick.
Oh, here it is. The ultimate death thing.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Oh, yeah, everybody I saw that. I was impressed as hell when he did that.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's some good shit. But yeah, no, I'm glad they kept Moose because he is, I mean, good Lord. And I like everybody
how good that dude looked on a main
Well, it's just like,
stage.
I like everybody in Impact. I think they got like a lot of talent. They were, God damn, like the difference between Moose and everybody else, as far as presentation goes, it is so different. It's night and day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like and that, everything pitch black, spotlight. He's got the robe. It's just, and he's in the best shape of his life
ever. Him and Ciampa and Drizzy Drake Maverick had the same trainer who has these dudes looking crazy right now.
They be killing each other.
And I think EC3 is part of that crew too.
He is.
Them boys look.
Apollo.
Right, Apollo. Yeah, that crew is different in the gym. That crew is different in the gym. I would never ever think about it. 20 minutes in, my arms is like this.
They be training in that hot ass garage.
Right, and it's like 12 of them in a small dorm room cell.
Another thing from that main event, Kenny made a good point when in the chat. He said he was mad at the Young Bucks for wrestling in shoes that we all can't afford.
There we go.
We all want.
Big flex.
Listen, that's a big flex.
Big
But
flex.
I'm getting tired of seeing these dudes rocking shattered backboards, the Dior ones.
Oh, they be buying fakes. They be buying fakes. They get a whole
Yeah.
bunch. They get a
Yeah,
whole
they
bunch
better.
of fakes and fuck them up.
Good, because I'm getting real pissed over here. Like, these motherfuckers is super kicking people that if I even thought about putting a crease in,
Right.
got me over here walking like Frankenstein to make sure I don't crease
They're
my shit.
they're sneakerheads, but I think when somebody pointed out that those Air Dior's they was wearing was fake, they just went ham with it and just bought a whole bunch of fakes.
Oh, because I'm about to say, because the ones that they had on Saturday, the sky
Bocas?
blue, yeah, those, that's a little grip to be paying, and I'm like, don't be super kicking nobody in them. You creasing them like that?
Unless they using that. Unless Tony Khan is letting them just buy whatever and waste money.
Tony probably letting them niggas buy whatever the fuck they want. Tony Khan probably letting them buy whatever the fuck they
I
want.
assume they probably get one like real pair of them,
Yeah,
and like for to wear like in promos and stuff.
Yeah, because they're sneakerheads. They love Jordan 1s.
that's because ones is comfy.
Mhm.
That's because ones is comfy as shit, boy. Trust me, I got about 5 pairs of ones sitting right under my bed right now. I ain't even gonna hold you. But
But me and Greg have
overall,
to tell the girls.
Hmm?
Huh? What? Continue. Yeah. So back to in your house. It's in your house.
Oh
time.
yeah, we can move to NXT. I mean, Against All Odds was a good show.
I give it a
C plus B minus.
yeah. I was gonna say B minus. Gotta go B minus on that one. Gotta go B minus. Okay.
For Against All Odds.
Yeah, I'll go B minus.
I'm gonna go C plus.
Okay.
It's the same shit.
I know.
It's the same shit.
But here's why I'm going with a C, because I think it's borderline like that. But like I'm going C because all the endings outside of like 2 matches were terrible. Great matches, but terrible endings. And when you give me a terrible ending, that's all I remember.
I mean,
Right.
to be fair, it wasn't Impact special. Like,
Right.
it
It's
wasn't
a
a full blown. It wasn't a full blown pay-per-view.
Right.
pay-per-view.
So I cut a little slack, but yeah, that main event was disappointing.
I loved Dorian and Kojima. I did. I thought it was fantastic. I really
And the Morrissey Swan match.
Morrissey Swan was really good. But like again, like honestly, I don't really hate the X Division ending. With the ref going, you know what, that's too much. But like again, if he had just done that at the beginning,
As soon as he got involved is when the bell should have rang.
yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So yeah, like as great as a lot of the matches were, yeah, it's I'll give B minus. B minus.
That might be one of our lowest. That might be one of our lowest grades for an Impact.
Which
And
is
I think
still
it's
pretty good.
I think it's expectations.
But we just expect cleaner stuff. from them,
Finishes.
which is
yeah.
it's
That's
fine.
true.
We're gonna Summerverse is gonna.
They'll make it up with their shows.
True.
And the thing is,
nice.
the ending of the main event was not great. The ending of the show was very intriguing. So the ending of Against All Odds, Sami Callihan appears. Which first off, they kept the Good Brothers in a match in Tennessee so that they could not interfere in the main event.
And
Right.
had the match go first.
Have the match go first. Sami Callihan made it to Jacksonville.
Like that's what was so stupid about that.
Sammy got the hookup.
Sammy was in the same match.
Sammy
Like-
caught the jet. Like, yo, we We outie, baby.
How the fuck did he like a jet? I think I'll look it up. Like, I think like the flight would be about 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you could theoretically make it, but that's really stretching it. But him attacking Kenny and the Bucks and then Callis firing him
was too much.
I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting.
It's a play for AEW to sign him, just to keep him away from Kenny Omega, because if they sign him, they can have him fighting with somebody else. That's one thing. Or of course, Diamora would be like, no, he's hired back. It's a winner take all match. His career versus the belt.
I think that might be what we see. Callis, yeah. So the thing is, like Callis, he's not with Impact anymore.
Right.
He's actually been with Impact since I want to say the beginning of April.
I feel like this is where we actually get it like brought into the storyline.
Yeah, I think Damore's gonna have him fired and then bring back Callahan. But it's interesting, and Callahan's been on Twitter saying, "I'm gonna show up wherever Kenny shows up." So if he actually goes through with that, because we've been saying this whole fucking partnership is, man, it'd be nice to see if these Impact guys show up on AEW. Right. It'd be nice. Their belt's there. If Sammy does it, okay.
About fucking time.
Let's do it. But if you're not going to do that, then stop teasing it, because I think this partnership has hurt Impact more than it's helped it as far as their image.
Oh yeah.
But anyway.
But then again, we've said it a million times. AEW has needed Impact more than Impact has needed AEW.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They've gotten the Good Brothers out of the deal. They've made Kenny look a lot better because of everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Impact's
had some.
Know your worth, baby. Know your worth, baby. You letting these dudes just do you wrong. You ain't gotta be like that.
They've had some increased views, but I think they would have been fine without it. So they need to get something out of it going forward. So TakeOver. Apparently, they had Saray and Zoe Stark fight the Robert Stone brand.
Yeah, that was teased yesterday.
They said that, like, we saw the match at TakeOver. And I was like, I don't know if that being at TakeOver. And it's because apparently it was on the pre-show. But if you were watching Peacock,
there was no
pre-show. So you could only see it on the network, which we can't get in the fucking States. Again, fuck
Had
Peacock.
me thinking my fucking Peacock prescription was fucked up. I'm like, why does it keep saying we just can have me reset my router, have me rechange my password, thinking something was wrong? Oh, there's no fucking pre-show. Why is there no fucking pre-show? Why are you getting? Why did he just come out of nowhere and just rape you? What is going on in that household?
He wants some attention. No, don't lick the mic. No,
don't lick the. What the fuck?
This whole little segment here, I'm gonna need it just to not happen. We're just gonna everything that's being said, done, or just ignore it.
The microphone. It was right here.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
No, stop.
Getting stopped, bro.
You're gonna lose.
Bite my fist. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go back.
So Saray has not. She showed up at NXT like what, last month, a month and a half ago.
I need another Mongo Peacock rant.
It's not about. No, it's been about 2 months.
And she had like 2 matches in February. She was here in February. She had 2 matches, and that's it.
Why do I feel like I've seen more matches of hers?
They talk about her a lot, and then for the past few weeks they haven't said anything about her, and I didn't know why. And then out of nowhere she's on this show for no reason. And let's see. Okay, so she's had 3 NXT matches. She beat Zoe Stark, Zeta Ramir, and Aaliyah. So April, May, and early May. So she hasn't wrestled in a month before Takeover. Hasn't been on a show in a month. I was wondering where the hell she was at because they made a big deal about her coming.
Well, did she win that fucking match?
She did.
Okay.
Her and Zoe Stark beat the Robert Stone brand, which is, they never win anyway. So
them hoes about to turn on Maddie Stone.
It sure is.
Yes,
stupid hoes.
Next up was the real first match of the night was Bronson Reed and MSK against Legado del Fantasma.
Good stuff. Good.
It was a good match.
Wrong ending.
I wanted Legado to win.
Of course you did.
No, and not even.
No. I
think Legado should have won.
I think they needed to win
because
especially,
Legado.
My boy Joaquin. My boys Joaquin and what you call
Raul.
Well, so I think the issue is, and that's why I didn't love the combining the matches, because I do agree. I think Legado should the tag team should probably have won.
Right.
But I don't think Escobar should have beat Bronson because Bronson just had that emotional win over Gargano, and I need a longer run from Bronson. So they put you in a weird spot of saying they both had to win in order for you to get that result. And I didn't like that.
That ending was stupid to me because Escobar sat there and was just staring at the belt, and then he gets Keith Lee. He gets Keith Lee into the barricade and murdered.
No, he didn't even get Keith Lee. That man got fucking ran over by a Samoan pig.
Bulldozer.
Samoan Pumba.
That was a cool spot. Having him flatten Santos is cool, but the problem is they're going to keep the feud going.
Right.
And you've had him get his ass mollywopped.
He's lost. He lost his title to Kushida in an upset, and then you've had him
2 days after he won it.
Right. Then you had him lose. You've had him lose another title shot. Before he lost to Kushida, he had already got destroyed by Cross.
Yep.
He deserved that. He deserved that for showing up in the janitor's outfit to a street fight.
That's true.
All right. He deserved to get beat up for that one.
He got one win to combine the titles, and then Baby Finn left, and he's been on a lose. He's been a loser since then.
Yeah,
been a loser the majority of these, and now he's lost again, and he's still saying, "I won a title shot."
All right, but with Bronson is their new Keith Lee. I've said it before. He's their Keith Lee replacement. The big athletic guy, he's going to hold that belt for a while. And also with MSK, they were a huge acquisition. They did what Impact couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to lose those belts for a while.
That's Impact just being stupid. They should have just done that.
Mm-hmm.
Since he beat Devlin, he's had 4 matches.
And he's lost all 4.
He's lost
3 of 4.
He's
right?
lost 3 or 4. The only one was a tag match, 6-man tag match. I like Santos, man. I like Legado, but you gotta get these guys. You gotta get these guys a win. You gotta get these guys a win.
Maybe they shouldn't be feuding for a title right now if you can't give them a win.
Yeah, because right now, what you're looking at, especially with the tag team with Raul and Joaquin, you have guys that can get to the point, but they can never get a big win.
Right.
Personally, I would mind seeing them come to SmackDown.
That's great if you're a face tag team.
No, because they come to SmackDown. If they come to SmackDown, I'm sorry, Justin, sorry to cut you off, Margo. If they come to SmackDown, they're gonna be just feuding with fucking Lucha House Party at some point.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they're gonna do
on Raw, right?
But they would move them.
Okay.
They would find a way.
But what I'm saying is I think you could put the titles on them there more easily than taking it off of Bronson and taking it off of MSK.
I'm fine with Bronson losing if he had lost it there, because Bronson could win it back. The point is to have Santos get another big win.
But if you're going to push Bronson as this unstoppable force like a Keith Lee, you can't have him lose his first title defense.
You can have him lose it if he's not pinned.
Damn sure can.
Like they did Bobby Lashley.
His first title defense.
Bobby didn't fall off.
But his first title defense.
It's still not his fault.
But if you're not going to have him go straight for the big title, then you're ruining the push.
I don't think so. I think him getting the belt back, then like you can have the belt back the next show.
I just don't love it.
A little hot potato is fine. We just had a long run.
Right. I think it was the emotional win that he got over Gargano, and to have him lose his first feud is just such a for me, it's a momentum killer.
He wouldn't be losing the feud. He'd lose a match, not a feud.
Like Mongo said, he wouldn't have been him catching the pin. So it's technically a loss, but not a loss. That's one of those losing strongs right there. You know what I mean?
And then, like Mongo said, like we've been saying it time and time again, why not have some hot potato action? You're in a fucking bubble still. Why not have some hot potato action? Like I feel like whether it's Santos, whether it's Escobar or whoever, especially if it's Escobar, because Escobar has been holding it down for the past year. Mm-hmm. He has been one of the most underrated champions in that company for the past year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should have.
If you want to give him a quick, even if it's for a week, with that U.S. title, well, not the U.S. title, but the North American title, it'll be justified. They'll be rewarding him.
I would have liked to seen it maybe as a non-title match at the pay-per-view. Like no titles on the line, you give the win to Legato.
At that point, it's not a pay-per-view match.
But if they but the thing on the line will be if they win, then they each get their individual matches for the title. That's the thing too.
That's a regular NXT match, not a takeover.
Yeah,
I just didn't
like we just had them win a 6-man tag against MSK and another champion, so we can't do that again because we just did that. So like, if we're gonna have this, it would have had to be for the belts. So I like the idea of combining it because the reason that I thought they did it was so they could get the belt off Bronson for 1 week,
right?
And it would just kind of give a reason for Legato to get belts. And then because MSK is getting booed for some reason at CWC. I don't know why. They seem to just not be clicking with that audience.
I think that first off, that audience
They suck. That audience sucks. Why would you go to a fucking pay-per-view and not be excited about it?
I think I spent a good half of the thread that night just yelling about how horrible the crowd was because Full Sail would have had that takeover rocking.
Mm-hmm.
We had and I'll get into it when we get to the main event, but that crowd had absolutely no life, and it's ridiculous. They gotta get back to Full Sail.
Yeah, CWCs ain't doing it. It ain't. I don't know what the problem is, but it's people just going there and not wanting to be there.
They too busy wanting to be on. Problem is, we got a lot of casual fans who are like, "Oh, wrestling is open. Let's see if we can get ourselves in here right now." Got a casual fans, people just wanting to take over the shows, wanting to be the show more than the show.
Should have put it on the Thunderdome and had the guy tell you, all right, now let's get that big cheer for Legato for MSK.
Okay.
Hey, who is this lady? Why is she coming out here?
It's Piper. No, you don't know. You don't know her.
You don't know her. I'm just sitting there.
Let's hear those big boos.
Did you know who that was? Did you know who that was? Did they tell you?
No.
Like who the guy was?
Yeah.
Was it Michael Hayes?
I have no idea who it was.
No. It's not Michael Hayes.
Like some generic dude.
Yeah.
And he was like, who is this lady? Why is she coming out here for Eva Marie? This is the Evolution. And I'm like, dog, I know who this is. This is Piper. And I just kept saying it into the mic, hoping that he would like call me out. Because he called a couple people out like, Alex A., you're not in your seat. You need to get back over there, bud. Like I was really hoping he'd be like,
I told you they sent me a message because they told me to boo Elias. And I was like, yeah, walk with Elias. It was like the correct response is boo. I was like,
yeah, I was like,
fucking correct response.
I was like, that's Piper. that's Piper. You know, like, I know who that is. I need you to know that that's Piper. And like, they just never said anything. I'm waiting on that email because I hadn't got one inviting me to SmackDown, so I may have ruined my shot.
Man, they sent me emails and I ain't even went to any of the Thunderdome. They sent me an email today for Hell in a Cell.
I ruined it.
Oh, before we get further, so Leo Rush retired, and then ACH retired.
Okay, yeah. Leo, we
want to say anything?
Go. Leo, you had some opportunity, but I understand why you went. An injury is an injury. You can't do it anymore. You want to think about your longevity. So plus you're still young, plenty of time. Hope to see you back. ACH, go fuck yourself.
Yep.
All right.
ACH, go fuck yourself. You had the whole community with you, and then we realized you're just a jackass. Go fuck yourself. Okay, thank you.
He had it all in the palm of his hand.
He had everyone. He had the everyone on his side, and
you couldn't shut his mouth.
You're a dummy.
That's it.
You're a dummy. Keith Lee thanks you.
Yep.
Yeah. You make Keith Lee's career. Let's see. So yeah, that match happened. It was good. It was really fun. But again, and also, why is the fucking like hot fire flame not a move you get pinned on? That like I hate the MSK. That's not their finish anymore. Like now people kick out of it, and it really annoys me because that what is it, like the spine buster, blockbuster thing they do? It's not as cool. It's not as cool.
Right, dude is doing a backflip and getting pushed,
shot through the air.
Like, come on. Like
it just looks good. Anyway,
dangerous.
After that, we had Xia Li whoop Mercedes Martinez's ass.
Yeah.
7 minutes. Jesus, she beat the shit out of her.
I like that because it went with the whole.
Both of them are already fake retirements for attention. So, but again, Leo is more understandable.
Right.
ACH, I just
we had someone complain before that they didn't think the injury that Leo sustained was career ending. Listen,
it didn't have to be.
Turf toe ended one of the greatest linebackers that this generation will probably see in a long time. Turf toe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just about the injuries piling up, and you get tired of rehabbing.
And then on top of that, it doesn't make a difference what it is. It doesn't make a difference what it is. If you say, you know what, enough is enough. I don't want it no more.
What's wrong with ACH though? Everything.
So all right. So we'll talk about it. AC, go ahead.
ACH tried. He had everything. If you remember back a few years ago when he was, what was his name? Jordan Miles on NXT. Mm-hmm. He was going to be the next big thing. That's when Keith Lee was still in a holding pattern, and Jordan Miles had the rocket strapped to his back. He had won a title shot versus Adam Cole. Keith Lee was congratulating him, calling him his little buddy. They were dropping little hints that Keith Lee was going to turn heel and beat his ass. And out of nowhere, this boy got some merch. He got mad saying the merch was racist. Was it racist? Kind of, sort of.
Look, yeah, it was. It was racist.
It was racist.
But nobody disagreed with him.
And that's the thing.
Went like a whole tangent saying that WWE was racist. Fuck them. Fuck the company.
I want my release.
I want my release. I'm doing this for every black wrestler known to man. We will not be silenced. And he made a complete fool out of himself. He quits. He disappears. We don't see him anymore. And then like 5 or 6 months goes by, and he says, "Oh, I learned my lesson. I regret saying all those things. I'm going to come back and wrestle." He comes back and wrestles. And then for like a month, he wrestles, and then he disappears. He said, oh, nope, he gets mad again, and he stops. Now he's wrestling again, and he does the same bullshit again. Now he's saying, oh, well, you know what? I want to retire. Leo Rush, on the other hand, Leo Rush admitted that he was a complete asshole at everything he did.
Yeah.
He admitted his faults, and he said, you know what? I deserve to be released. He came back. He got released. Shit happens. He made the most of it. But like Kenny said, only you know how much your body can take. He said he just had a newborn. He wanted to be able to pick up his newborn child.
Listen,
you had a separated shoulder, that was it.
ACH had us all ready to chop
Go to war for him.
Chop Vince's head off, and then come to find out you okayed the design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the other thing too.
This man had Triple H and all them saying, like, no, you're not about to talk shit about, because that is Triple H's baby. He said, you're not about to talk shit about me. He said, this is what I sent him emails. He approved this shit.
They had the receipts.
And like everybody, but even though he approved it, everybody agreed it was still a trash design.
Yeah,
and like should not have been a design shirt.
Look, do I think it was purposely a racist shirt? No. It was stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it was purpose,
but it still was.
It was, and that's the thing. Is at the end of the day, that's what it was, and you should be able to say, "Oh, you know what? That's our bad. Let's just fix that."
And that's what they tried to do.
And they tried to do it, and that's the thing is like they admitted, "Oh, that was our fault. We should not have done that."
He kept running,
and then he kept talking like you won. You won. You had the company agree. You know how many times the WWE agrees they fucked up?
Right.
Never.
He got a win over a company that rarely accepts defeat.
Dude,
and then you
had Titus.
Stop.
You had Titus on your side.
Yeah.
And if Titus is on your side, WWE is going to fucking listen.
But he had.
They
Titus
are going to fucking listen. Then when they find out the boot, he had Titus. Then he threw Titus under the bus.
He threw Titus under the bus,
calling Titus a fucking Uncle Tom. Mm-hmm. That's when it was enough. It was like, all right, no,
that was the weird thing. He had everybody come out and support him. And then he went out and came back and started saying things about every other black wrestler instead of like him. You know, he said, "Oh, I want to be a voice for the black wrestler," and immediately he just goes and attacks every one of them. Jay Lethal was catching strays.
He shut on Jay Lethal. Like, what the fuck? What did Jay Lethal do to you?
Jay Lethal had nothing to do with this. He just randomly just decided.
Jay Lethal fucking been signed to WWE.
Screw Jay Lethal. Randomly. Jay Lethal. Like, and that was the problem for me. It wasn't even like what he was saying was pretty spot on about everything he had to say until he started like just shitting on Titus and shitting on Jay Lethal, and there were other names I'm sure that I'm just remembering, but those two stood out.
He shat on Mark Henry.
He did.
Like
Leo also shat on Mark Henry, but also Leo admitted that was wrong, and him and Mark like kind of like
they squashed it on that podcast, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
They squashed it at the last like AEW pay-per-view.
Okay.
Mark was like, hey, you know, we just need to talk about it, and that was it. But ACH, like he caught out every black wrestler that's ever made it big and was like, fuck you, like everybody.
Right. Pretty much he was a mad ex-prom queen that couldn't keep going. That's what the fuck problem is. He literally got mad at every successful black wrestler. But every single one of them.
And it wasn't like he had like he had already been said about the shirt. But they weren't booking his ass to be a loser either.
He was winning.
He just won their breakout tournament against people that, let's be honest, a lot better than him.
There was like three or four people in that breakout tournament that we all thought should have won.
Isaiah Scott, Angel Garza, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes. Dexter Lewis.
Thought Grimes was going to win it at one point.
Like it was loaded. Joaquin Wilde was in there. Joaquin Phoenix.
Right.
Joaquin Wilde was in there. That tournament was stacked. And he beat them all. And then he got a shot at Adam Cole and only lost by interference. That motherfucker went toe-to-toe and took hold of the limit. They were going to strap that rocket to him and send him sky high.
He eventually is going to be the one that takes that belt off Cole.
Yeah, he was going to do that.
Probably, he gets the same push Keith Lee got.
Right. He was going.
You were about to get the Keith Lee push.
And he just didn't do it.
What Daryl said is a good point on Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal ain't never did shit to anybody but run RH for years. He's upset Lethal didn't give him a piece of the pie like Lethal owed him something.
Yeah.
And what did Lethal owe him?
I don't know.
No, we already know Leo was coming back. Give him a few months to get his mind together. He'll probably come back.
He might.
Yeah, Leo
might
come
back.
Well, Leo has to go finish those New Japan.
He has to finish his contract out with New Japan anyway.
When he does those dates, he's gonna realize he still loves the business and continue on.
If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I'm not gonna be like it's like Kenny said. Him saying, you know what, this injury, it's not a career ender, but it's making me think about my family. That's cool.
Right.
That's cool.
Right.
If he's done, I'm fine. That's fine.
If he's done, please don't go into rap. That's all I have. That's all I ask, brother.
ACH had the company in the palm of his hand, had them dead to rights, even though he approved that shirt. Won, essentially, and then still walked away like he was bitter for not being treated correctly when he had them agreeing with them.
Well, that's the thing too, is he had him agreeing with him. He already had the rocket to him. And then, like, the controversy happens. If he handles that correctly, and I don't mean like I'm not asking him to like shut up and dribble or anything. I agree with him.
He made his noise. They said, "Yo, we
agree.
We're sorry. Yeah. Let's go back to the drawing board and see what we can do together."
They would have rolled out one of the largest merch rollouts probably ever.
Absolutely, ever. They would have pushed it too.
Yeah. Oh, everybody would have. It would have
been the New Day version. Yeah. It would have been NXT's version of New Day as far as merch sales.
And he would have probably held that title for about a year, and then got called up to the main roster, and probably would have continued that rocket strap run for a little while.
Hell, he might be.
He might be the Lashley.
He might be. I would say probably mid card right now, but like he would have gotten it because like they saw something in him.
He would have gotten the lead run earlier.
He wouldn't. He would be Apollo right now.
I can see Apollo's spot. Yeah.
And here's the thing. And
that's the minimum.
And here's the thing. If he was Apollo, wouldn't be a bad thing. He could be back with Apollo. Ooh, get them motherfuckers back together. You had something. You won, but then you just didn't. You don't know how to be. There's something called. People got to realize there's something called a sore winner as well. Like you can be a sore winner as well, and that's exactly what ACH was. Like he won.
He didn't know when to shut the fuck up.
Fucking diva.
But anyway, we've been talking about ACH for too long. Long story short,
ACH.
Who gives a shit? So yeah, Ali whooped Mercedes Martinez's ass.
Which is what needed to happen. And then Tien Shaw
beat that ass more.
Mei Ying, I think is what her name is. Grabbed her by the throat and launched her into the plexiglass. One-handed. We'll see what goes on there.
The girl from the ring is super strong. Didn't know
that. I love this Tien Shaw stuff, man. I love that group. I've always liked Zaya. And Boa, I still don't know what the fuck they're doing with him. He's just kind of.
Oh, got his ass beat.
He always gets his ass beat.
Boa out here chilling in the Yeezys. That's all Bo was doing. If you ain't noticed, Bo was in suits and Yeezys every week.
Boa essentially at this point is just like a security guard. That's all he really is, which is fine. But I like the Tien Shaw stuff. They were going to, and then they just didn't.
I like what he's doing now, though. It fits perfectly.
It does, and he's on TV. Like at the end of the day, it's good for him. And Zaya, it's great because she's deserved some of this for a while. I'm glad she's getting it. And then, we got a new monster Mei Ying whenever they decide to let her wrestle. It's good. I like the Tien Shaw stuff. Mercedes, I hope she doesn't get a win over any of them.
Question is, are they kind of, as far as the look, almost biting off of Su Yung?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay.
But it's okay because Sue Young's not Sue Young right now, so it's all right.
Right.
It's cool.
Susan.
Trust Susan. Next up was LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes for the $1 Million Championship.
I love that match. I just think the wrong person won.
You think the wrong person won?
I do. I really do.
I think the right person won. I think LA Knight winning was the absolute right decision.
Should have been Jake Atlas.
Oh,
It should have been. It should have been. That would have been a good move.
And
That's
the
the right move.
reason I said LA Knight should win is because of what happened on NXT.
Right. Yeah.
it makes sense now. It makes
Is that
perfect
belt?
sense.
Is that belt too little?
It's
Because
always been too little.
It's always been little.
small.
no, I mean, like,
I feel like when they created that belt, it fucked up and didn't expect anybody else to actually wear it, and they made it to the exact specifications to Ted DiBiase, and no one else can wear it.
that means he got a waist of a 4-year-old child.
Like they
Because
had
the belt looks
Ted
like
DiBiase
this
was in
long.
shape.
So right now,
The belt is like this long.
Right now, 5 people have had the belt: DiBiase, Virgil,
DiBiase Jr.
Stone Cold, DiBiase Jr., and LA Knight. LA Knight, because back then when Stone Cold had it, he was scrawny. LA Knight is the biggest motherfucker to have that belt.
Because I've only ever seen Ted DiBiase. I've only seen him wear that belt.
Wait, he's bigger than Virgil?
LA Knight? Yeah.
And I don't think Ted DiBiase Jr. wore that belt. He always had it around his
He had
shoulder.
it on his shoulder.
Or Maurice was carrying it.
LA Knight is the biggest as far as like muscles, the bigger of all those 5. Whoever had it.
Like I feel like they discovered early on, like, oh, we fucked up with this belt. You have to be literally anorexic to wear this belt.
Because it's literally like the size of a
it ain't
girl doll belt.
Yeah,
Like,
it ain't big. I felt like it was modeled after those old ass like NWA.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, listen. What's wrong with a 34 waist?
It don't look like it fit no 34. It look like it fit like a 20, 28.
Yeah, I think
That
so.
shit fit like that's about 26.
But no, man. Like this was great. It was what it needed to be. We got some pretty cool ladder spots. Cameron Grimes is a fucking star. I love LA Knight.
There was a point in the match though when LA Knight and Cameron Grimes like smack into each other on crossbodies that I really thought that's where $1 Million Man is like, look, man, neither one of you neither one of you deserve to carry on my legacy. You're both bumbling idiots, and I'm not going to let you do it. Bring Jake Atlas down, who's beat them both, and he just climbs up, and that's the end of the match. I don't know.
It would have been interesting
right now. Is blowing my ear out.
Jake Atlas, he sent something out on Twitter saying that he had beaten both guys. So
He sure did.
it's like, huh?
I saw that because Justin said that. I thought Justin had it. But
Yeah, I was like, Justin might have something going on here.
Right, when Justin said Jake Atlas, I legit was like, oh, there might be something serious.
He said it, and I was like, "There's no
When
fucking way."
Justin
And
said
then,
that,
and
I
then,
was like, nope.
well, he said it, and I was like, "That's kind of a good point." And then
That was the
Jake
right
Atlas.
call.
Well, then Jake Atlas went on Twitter and said, "I have beaten both of these guys before."
Mike ain't right. He said, nope.
Shit.
That was the right,
Shit.
but like that was the right call to put it on Jake Atlas.
And the thing is, I like Jake Atlas. I would have been fine with Jake Atlas winning that.
This shit,
Is
nope.
that generous?
Nope.
But I think Matt's right. I think Cameron Grimes should have won. I understand what happened this week on NXT. Yes, it's going to set it up for Cameron Grimes to eventually win it. Yada 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 yada. But I think my boy Cameron Grimes. I think Grime Time is due, man. Grime Time been due.
He is due.
He's put in work, yo. Since he's been on NXT, I don't think I've seen a bad match from Cameron Grimes.
I agree.
The next big baby face.
So
Even when I hated him, I agree.
So there, like for me with Grimes, like so when we were doing picks, and I picked Jake Atlas. I'll go ahead and tell you, I was never picking LA Knight. Like I was changing my pick to someone, and it was either going to be Grimes or it was going to be like. So I was going to lose anyway. Like, and
why would you not pick LA Knight? Why would I felt that was an obvious choice?
I initially did pick LA Knight, and then I got to thinking about it. Like, this just felt like they needed someone to insert into the match for Grimes to beat for this title, or they were both bumbling idiots, and and that's what won out for me. Is I thought Jake Atlas made the most sense as to like who the $1 Million Man was going to pick, and have all three of them feud for another month or two, and eventually you get Grimes going over both of them.
Man, I know I'm sharing this title with my fellow good stoner, but if I had to change my damn pick, I would have had to start off to myself.
Well, me and you would have tied, right?
Real quick, I just want to say, so
I guess
all odds had 9 matches.
Yeah.
8 matches the heels won.
Wow.
Wow.
Which is weird. Which is strange. And then here, aside from Bronson and MSK, all the heels won. Which explains our world champions right now.
Heelish weekend.
But yeah, we were talking about how bad the crowd was. That crowd was white hot for Cameron Grimes. And when they got to NXT this week, they were even crazier for Cameron Grimes. Like,
he should have won it.
No, you gotta the chase. The chase is where it's at.
They're gonna get him a bigger
Grimes is gonna.
They got the special at Great American Bash in July,
and then they're gonna have a show for
SummerSlam Takeover.
Yeah,
I think have Grimes win it at Takeover, right? The big one,
and in front of a big crowd.
You have somebody cost him the match versus LA Knight at Great American Bash, maybe. Or like it ends in like a no contest or something.
I think at Bash he wins a shot at him.
Okay. They could still bring Jake Atlas back into this as like
you were really trying to get Jake Atlas in this.
I just want him to win this title so I can be right.
He is on it.
I want to be right.
Jake Atlas.
I don't even like Jake Atlas that much.
I do. I think Jake Atlas is great. But,
I didn't even know who he was until like 3 weeks ago. It's okay.
Here's the thing. I just want to let y'all know we all got it all wrong. You know who's gonna wind up winning this fucking shit?
$1 Million Man.
Absolutely not. It's gonna be my man Swerve.
Oh,
Top Dollar's gonna win it.
Top Dollar. Top Dollar Championship.
He wants the top. He's gonna change the
Put it
name
on a chain. He's gonna put it on a fucking chain.
Yes,
That's what
he
he's
is.
gonna do.
And call it the Top Dollar Championship.
I know everyone likes Hit Row and makes like a really big. People love it on Twitter and shit. I fucking hate Top Dollar. So I hate him so goddamn much. I
can't take him serious after I watch him week after week be nice to people who try to bargain for their items on WWE Fine. It's like, dude, you're a nice guy. You just went in this man's house and like offered him a lot of money. You talk very nice and gently. Now you want me? You're not a thug right now. I can't believe that.
Also, it doesn't help. It doesn't help that Ashanti Adonis lost 90% of his matches for the past 2 years. And is now with Swerve, and now is a badass. Like, I just saw you get your ass kicked on 205 Live. I was one of the 5 people watching 205 Live, and I saw you get your ass whooped for 2 years.
Like, sir, you lost to Drizzy
Man.
You've been beaten by Arya Daivari, both Singh brothers. It's not good for you right now. You
Singh brothers. Both Singh brothers just took me out
individually. Both of them has beaten them.
Not at the same time. Not a handicap match. They both beat
in a singles contest. Both. But yeah, no, it was. Agree to disagree on the ending. Who won? But I thought it was good. I think everybody here agrees it was good.
Yeah.
Next up was a women's title match.
That match was not good.
That match.
They don't work well together.
That match was a good old fashioned D.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was. I didn't hate it as much as y'all did.
It wasn't bad.
I didn't think it was terrible, but
you know what? Hold up. You know what? I will say this. It was a lot better than what I expected. I'll give that match a C-.
I haven't enjoyed Raquel's matches lately. I'm sorry.
Well, that's because Raquel's still green as goose shit. Like, she's still like, her winning the belt is cool, but
I think Dakota Kai should have won it and had Raquel as her muscle.
As her Diesel.
They should have pulled the HBK Diesel situation. They really should.
Yeah, I think Dakota was the right choice to take that title.
Dakota's going to cost her, and then we'll have.
But she's going to win the title, yeah.
But like,
but if they bring Raquel up to the main roster anytime within the next year, she's not ready.
No,
and
not at all.
And she will get buried immediately if they try that.
They better. I hope they learn their lesson with Nia.
Yeah,
here's the thing.
Nia.
No, here's the thing. They'll bring Raquel up. She'll actually be worse than Nia, but won't get the heat for it because she has a different look.
Better look, yeah.
Than Nia.
Nia could wrestle when she came up, not as well as she can now. Whether people want to admit it or not,
she's first of all, Nia's even though she's first they book her wrong. That's one. They book her wrong.
She's a comedy act.
You got a monster. Make her a monster.
They've turned her into a comedy act. Like her most significant moment in the last 6 months is her screaming "my hole."
Mm-hmm.
I'm not honestly.
That is true.
Her biggest moment over the last 6 months to a year is her literally screaming "my hole" in a match with Lana.
Before that, her biggest moment was winning a match at Mania against Alexa Bliss for the title, where she was the underdog against Alexa Bliss,
and then being an idiot and challenging Ronda Rousey.
And it was like, I was bullied all my life. I can't believe Alexa's bullying me. You are 5 times her size. This should not be. They made it.
Well, it's just like Braun and Shane. This is a win for anybody that's ever called you stupid.
Don't shut up. Shane is 17 times smaller than Braun. I never believed that Shane was bullying this man.
Braun could
just like I didn't believe
a fucking trash can.
Right, that's why I didn't believe Nia and Alexa Bliss. Nobody's gonna bully Nia.
No,
not now.
No. Wow. Yeah, and Shayna too. Shayna, I don't know what the fuck happened with Shayna. God,
Shayna the short straw. She'll be all right.
Shayna has been the absolute worst as far as her luck with her call-up. How do you take the only 2-time women's NXT champion? Well, not the only one since Charlotte, but she was the first one. And
let's be honest, the greatest NXT women's champion.
Yeah.
All time.
Yes.
I don't care what anybody says. She is the best NXT women's champion ever.
Yes.
Go ahead, Justin. Disagree with me on that one.
Who are you going to play?
Who you got? Is it Asuka? Is it Asuka?
I was going to say Asuka.
Asuka?
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely
No, you know
not.
why? Because Asuka didn't put anybody over when she left.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that one. If she had put somebody, Asuka's run was probably better for me, but you're right. The not putting anybody over at the end probably hurts it a little bit. It's neck and neck for me.
I think Shayna doing all that.
I think Shayna will be all right though.
I don't know.
I look at it like if she was completely buried, she still wouldn't be on our TV. Like she wouldn't be on Raw. Like she wouldn't be on Raw at all. She would be sitting up losing the pipe. She would be losing the doo-doo drop like Naomi.
Well, I mean, we'll see. I don't know, man. I don't know.
She needs, if anything, she needs a branch. She needs to change her and Nia need to actually split.
Yeah,
they need to have Shayna go to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Have Shayna and Bianca.
Right, because she can always throw up in her face that Bianca never beat her.
They don't like every time. This is the second time they've lost the women's tag titles. And they never really have them go their separate ways. They still have them together.
Who are the women's champions again? Oh, Natty and
Natty and Tamina.
And now
they're separated.
So it went from one white girl in Samoan to another white girl in Samoan.
Right.
And now they're against heel Mandy and Dana.
They're against heel face.
I guess they got mad because
what happened to Dana's face?
Oh, she's gotten so much work done. She don't even look.
Yeah.
She looks weird.
That doesn't even look like Danny anymore. That don't even
She
look
looks
like Danny.
ridiculous.
Mike, you still want that? Nope.
That's why I stared when Batista was trying. When she was trying to get at Batista.
Bianca Belair. Arguably the most beautiful woman in the company.
Whoa! Now, don't, my girl Naya now. No, baby Naya.
I mean, she does not look like herself anymore.
No,
She looks like she looks like Dolph Lundgren.
I mean, good God, man.
she photoshops her photos too. She will alter her photos on IG. She does that on purpose.
Honestly, it looks like she's trying to look like Mandy. Like it looks like she's trying to do that, which is not what you should do. Anyway, back to NXT.
Yeah.
So Ember had Raquel beat with the Eclipse.
Yep.
Kai put her foot on the ropes, and then Shotzi came back. Whoop-de-doo.
Died again.
We'll have them feuding for the next few months because we can't get away from this fucking feud.
They're like Peter and the chicken.
Yeah. And then I'm just saying that she looks like it. Then we had the best match of the weekend.
That was just straight up
The
death.
Fatal 5-Way for the
And
NXT Championship.
This is what I wanted to get on about with the crowd. This match, you had the Heartbreak Gargano.
Mhm.
You had Pete Angel. Okay, because he was dressed in white like he was a little fucking angel.
That man was
Pete,
White
I'm
Ranger.
sorry.
He was
I'm
White
sorry.
Ranger Peter Dunne.
I'm sorry, Pete toilet paper holder.
The toilet paper holder.
Pete the toilet paper holder.
Who the fuck he look like the toilet paper holder?
All right. Yeah. You got Best Buy O'Reilly. You got Karrion Kross. I ain't saying shit about him.
And then you got Adam Cole.
Baby. The crowd was dead for 80% of the fucking match.
5 of the best and most popular NXT talents right now in one match.
And they were dead.
The thing about that crowd that I hate, and that's probably, I wouldn't say I hate about them, is why they were so dead, is because a lot of those people are those super diehard fans that were at Full Sail, so they just felt like they didn't even need to cheer. They just like, oh, I'm here.
Then why?
I don't know.
They're the ones that were always
God.
at Full
Why
Sail.
did they come to the fucking show? Why
go?
attend?
Why
Why attend the fucking show?
dude, there was so many goddamn spots in that shit. You got Karrion Kross throwing people all over the ring. You got Adam Cole super kicking 4 other people at one fucking time. Like you got Pete Dunne snapped 2 people's fingers at one time.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
You had Cole and O'Reilly work together to put Cross into a table. How's that not get you pumped up?
Pete Dunne got super kicked by 2 people trying to do a move.
Mid flip, yeah. That ricochet spot, yeah.
How do y'all not make noise? Like, how dead are y'all? What's the purpose of coming to an action show if you're not going to let the actors know you're enjoying the show?
Especially during a fucking pandemic. These people, these athletes are staying healthy
To entertain you.
To entertain you during the fucking pandemic. And you're dead like that? Again, why even come to the damn show? Why?
Rubbing it back up. Let's be excited about stuff. If you're gonna go to a show, not even just wrestling, music, like a concert, any kind of other sports, make noise.
Right.
Be excited. We're out of the house. Do something, but just sitting on your phone.
Don't start a fight. Don't
Don't
start a fight. Don't start a fight.
Put up the fucking
Whatever
phones.
y'all do. Don't start a fight. But yes, stop stop tweeting and fucking trying to live cover every fucking thing and just enjoy the fucking show. How are y'all not cheering for these 5 people in the fucking ring? That baffled me. That baffled me because it made the match seem long when it wasn't. That's the thing about it. Like, it was a great fucking match. Like you said, probably the best match of the weekend.
Absolutely.
Probably the best match of the weekend. But at the same time, it felt long because the crowd wasn't into it. If the crowd was into it the way like the old Full Sail crowd was, that match, literally, we'd have been like, oh, they cut the match too short.
That old Full Sail crowd was one of the hottest crowds you could ever get in a wrestling show. They would make a 200 seat arena look like 40,000. Noise all the time.
Easily. Because they were excited to see wrestling. And that's what you're getting in NXT. And I hate to say it, this isn't New Japan where we sit quiet during matches.
Get loud.
We get drunk here, folks. We get loud. We let wrestlers know you suck. Do something. I mean, come on. Like, y'all are, I can see why a lot of wrestlers don't go out there and put their all into it no more if the crowd is going to give that back to you.
That Full Sail crowd, that crowd has been spoiled, if you think about it, because they've been the only ones that's been able to watch the wrestling, like, in person. Since they've been spoiled. That's all it is. That Capitol Wrestling Center crowd has been spoiled. And from what I've read, they're not going back to Full Sail. So, which I don't blame them because they've built the Performance Center. They built a whole arena. Why would you pay
to be someplace else?
Right.
This shit in-house.
Yeah.
It makes perfect money sense.
No, I'm saying
Makes perfect money sense.
No, I'm saying it doesn't make sense to go back to Full Sail.
Right. Yeah, right. You're absolutely correct. That's what I mean.
So those fans, they need to go
find the Full Sail fans.
They need to find more of the Full Sail people.
Right.
Instead of their diehard Full Sail people, they need to find the other Full Sail people. Find our favorite grandma. Find our grandma that Ciampa was yelling at.
Ciampa?
That Ciampa's.
I follow her on Twitter. Find her.
All into the show. But you know, do you know who was at Full Sail and is at the CWC and is, I feel like might start to be part of the problem. I listen to Busted Open, and a constant caller they have is Izzy.
I hate her.
Who is always like, it's just not the same as it used to be. It's just like you're 12, you're 13. Like, just be excited.
She's not cute.
Be excited about a show.
It was cute when she was little. It's not cute anymore.
I think
you fucking teenager. Shut the fuck up. You don't.
Well, no, I'm not gonna be like mean to a kid, but like, man,
I am. Watch me.
Like, just
little ass up.
Like, just
Tasha made her cry. It was cute then. It ain't cute now.
Be excited. Like, you're at a great show. It's just like, look, especially after the last NXT, I don't think there is a better, as far as like a technically sound show, than NXT as far as wrestling goes.
When those people are into it, it's a great crowd. They were into it when we all thought William Regal was leaving. They were, please don't go. Please don't. Yeah, y'all thought he was leaving. When Joe showed up, they were ready to chant Joe. But when it's a pay-per-view, they were just sitting on their hands. They didn't want to say anything.
They did the $1 million thing, and then they're chanting at the top of their lungs Cameron Grimes on Tuesday.
Right.
But not at the show.
You know what? They have that crowd has fallen victim to, like most WWE crowds, where they try to be the show instead of watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's that Capitol Wrestling Center crowd tries to be the show.
It's that false sense of entitlement.
They need to chill the fuck out, cheer on the people that they need to cheer on, and enjoy the damn show. Because I doubt they're having to pay for any damn. They ain't got to pay for no damn tickets.
what you call it? Overall, what do you give it?
I would
This show?
give
B plus. B plus.
B plus.
Because this was a card that I didn't expect a lot out of because it was kind of built up quick.
Yeah.
But like I loved the first match, and I wish Legato won, but I thought it was a good match. I loved every other match except for the women's match.
Yeah,
it was good. It was a good show. And when you go into a show, especially WWE, and you're like, I don't know if I should really expect a lot. I'm kind of like not really caring about it. That's when they always get you. Like you look back at Great Balls of Fire. Like no one cared about Great Balls of Fire.
Not one bit.
And that show was fire.
And it was legit fire. It was not balls. It was fire.
Yeah. Damn sure was.
It was one of the best pay-per-views of that year.
That show was great.
But with NXT, it's like we get so spoiled with the classic takeovers from past years. Is
like,
that
was this
so spoiled with that too?
Was this the greatest takeover of all time?
Absolutely not.
No, but it was really good.
It was
What would be the greatest takeover of all time?
Ever?
Oh God.
Ooh.
And it's tough because there are a lot. I mean, I don't think there's a stinker in the even like early ones. There's not a bad takeover.
I'll take whichever that was it. Takeover Brooklyn.
I'm about to say one of them. It's got to be a takeover Brooklyn. It's got to be a takeover Brooklyn. Honestly,
whichever one had Sasha and Bailey. That's probably the best one.
I don't know. It might be that one with Bobby Roode.
The one with Gargano and Almas, Philly?
I think so. No, oh, that's a good one too. Huh.
You had
that was Philly? Philadelphia was Gargano and
Almas
Andrade. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a fucking good one.
You had Takeover Toronto with DIY and
Revival.
The Revival.
Mm-hmm. God, dude, I don't know.
You had Takeover New Orleans.
Because they went to Brooklyn, 3 times or 2 times?
They went to Brooklyn 4 times.
That's right. That's because they know.
Yeah, the one with Walter and Pete Dunne and fucking Gargano and Adam Cole. Man, it's some classic takeovers. Like,
did the Hawks just really come back and win?
Yep.
Yes, they did. Yes.
They is doo-doo. Philly, y'all is doo-doo drop.
I keep telling people the finals was going to be Atlanta versus Utah. Remember I called that? But the best, I'm telling you, it gotta be the one where Bobby Roode appeared in Brooklyn was serious.
Or Bobby Roode showed up, or Bobby Roode won the belt
when he won a belt
at that's Brooklyn 3.
Yeah,
because that's when Adam Cole showed up, right?
Yeah, Brooklyn 3 is notable for the debut of Adam Cole and the formation of Undisputed Era.
So that was the first Andrade Gargano match, which was really good. Let's see, Aleister Black and Hideo Itami, which is also really good. Asuka and Ember Moon, which is good. So like those are like good. Like Drew and Bobby was like they were good matches, but like none of them were like show stealers. Yeah. But the crowd was like exciting.
Reggie, the Hawks were down by 26.
Takeover 4 though. Takeover Brooklyn 4. Ciampa and Gargano in the last man standing match. Shayna
and Ricochet and Adam Cole.
Shayna put over Kairi Sane.
What are we talking about?
What is the greatest takeover? And we had Shane Club versus Zach Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Sammy?
What's the takeover where So
Sammy
is it maybe it's Bobby Roode,
right?
About to say Nakamura was in that one and Bobby Roode, Brooklyn. Which one was that one? Bobby Roode's debut?
Well, Nakamura
Nakamura
versus Bobby Roode.
Brooklyn 2 is Nakamura defeating Samoa Joe for the NXT title, but it had the in-ring debuts of Ember Moon and Bobby Roode, and it had Bayley's last match in NXT.
That's the one. That's the one I went to.
Oh, Bailey. Oscar beat Bailey.
That's the one I went.
Bobby Roode defeated Andrade. The Revival defeated DIY.
That's
Bailey.
That's when they had Authors of Pain and TM61.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So Takeover Dallas. Have we talked about that one yet?
Dallas. No, we have not.
American Alpha versus the Revival for the titles. Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin. Shinsuke versus Sammy. Asuka versus Bailey for the title, and then Finn.
That was the first time. That was Shinsuke's first match, wasn't it?
Yep. And
Yeah.
that was
the first time him and Sammy fought.
And then Finn
they didn't talk about shit. They just called it on the fly.
Finn and Samoa Joe for the title closed that.
Dallas might be it though.
I think that's
pretty stacked.
That was a great fucking tag.
That Finn Joe match for the title was good. And the thing about it was none of those were like specialty matches, right? They were just straight up.
Just straight up matches, yeah. I like Philly for Andrade and Gargano. Also Adam Cole and Aleister Black in an Extreme Rules match. Let's see. Dream and Ono was actually pretty good, if you remember that one.
I forgot Austin Aries was in NXT.
And Undisputed Era and the Authors of Pain.
Shout out to my man Cassius Ono, yo. Yo, if y'all didn't know, for the longest show, my boy Cassius Ono was the gatekeeper of fucking NXT. If you wanted to be somebody, you had to let Cassius Ono fuck you up for a little bit, and then you got to kill him. That's how you got over in NXT. All right, Cassius Ono was legit the gatekeeper, yo.
We've seen NXT expand their takeovers a good bit too, right?
Yeah.
Like, we've gone from like those 3-4 matches at a takeover to like 7 or 8.
Oh, what about the first War Games?
Oh, that's a good one.
Because that also has Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream.
No, say his name.
Okay.
And that's when Andrade beats Drew for the title.
I'm assuming y'all talked about New Orleans too already.
No,
we haven't.
We just started.
Sorry, I was watching.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you get.
So yeah, that's when we get the first Gargano Ciampa match.
Okay, right. That was the unsanctioned Gargano Ciampa match at Takeover New Orleans. You get Aleister Black versus Almas. Is when Black beats Almas. You get Undisputed Era versus Authors of Pain, Pete Dunne, and Roderick Strong. In that it was a triple threat tag team match.
Oh yeah, that's when Roddy turned and joined the Era.
Yeah,
and then that's also where you got and that's where you got.
I thought they turned. Oh, they put him in the War Games match.
Yeah,
right.
Roddy ended up joining the Era that night.
Yeah, Takeover New Orleans.
Yeah,
Shayna beat Ember,
and then you had the 6-man ladder match.
Adam Cole won.
That
one's tough to top too.
It might be New Orleans.
So there is no best takeover because they're all
great, man. Like they're all like this. This is not going to be considered like the greatest takeover ever. No, but like it's not bad in any shape or form. And that's because there is. Look at the early takeovers. Like back when it was really truly developmental. Bull Dixon match against Baron Corbin, but like we also got Adrian Neville versus Tyson Kidd. We had the Fatal 4-Way, which is Neville, Zayn, Breeze, and Kidd, which is one of the best NXT matches we ever got.
Brooklyn 4 was great.
The matches where Zayn fought for the title, and then he got attacked by Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that one was great. KO's debut.
I was looking it up. Brooklyn 4 was really good. Ciampa versus Gargano in that last man standing. Ricochet beat Cole in the NXT North American. We got Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain. Dunn versus Zach Gibson for the UK title. That one's pretty strong too. There's a couple other matches on there. Kyrie versus Shayna.
Brooklyn. The first Balor beating Owens in the ladder match. Juice and Thunder Liger versus Tyler Breeze.
Yeah,
that's when
that match low key stole that fucking show.
And that was that's where the people say had the best women's match that NXT ever had. Bayley and Sasha Banks. That's when Bayley beat Sasha.
And Philadelphia the one Andrade and Gargano.
Yeah. You also had Samoa Joe beat Baron Corbin by submission. You had the Vaudevillains when they beat Blake and Murphy for the belts, which is also a major deal. Like, man, I don't know if there is a bad takeover.
I've never seen one.
Nah.
I've never walked away from a takeover going, God, that was disappointing. Like, I've never done it. It's always good. It's at the worst, it is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's it for In Your House. Overall, B+ for me. Definitely worth a watch. That main event was I can't believe people don't like Cross. Like there are fans that they're like, oh, he's not the work rate champion we need in NXT. Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
He is the kicking ass champion.
Everything doesn't have to be. That's the thing with sports entertainment. Everything doesn't have to be technical wrestling. If you want nonstop technical wrestling, go watch ROH Pure Tournament. Go watch New Japan all the time, and then you'll get that. If you want sports entertainment, Karrion Kross is what you need. You every now and then you need a badass motherfucker that can just beat people the fuck up.
I don't know about y'all. I went into the weekend thinking I was going to prefer the Impact show.
Me too.
And Takeover was better.
Well, it was just because...
And it's because the endings of the matches were better.
Yeah, because the
And
matches
I'm going to be honest, I don't think we had any expectations for Takeover besides it being just a Takeover.
Right.
We knew it was going to be solid. And I knew the main event was going to be fine. Or going to be good. But like the rest of it, I didn't really know what to think. Because like a ladder match...
Outside of the Raquel match, it was pretty good.
Yeah, really. I saw that. It was great.
I'd still give it a B. I mean, I didn't think either show blew me away where I'm walking away thinking like that was a great, like the greatest show ever or anything. But I thought both were serviceable. Still better than any. Both of them were still better than pretty much any main roster pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And both were better than any AEW pay-per-view.
Ooh, that's pissy, but I agree.
Again for the people in the back, Justin, early.
It was still better than any AEW takeover and any main roster takeover. Both of them were. And these were like, to me, maybe some of the weaker Impact shows and takeover shows.
Yeah, they were. They weren't the stuff we're used to. They were still really good is the thing. It's like, even when they're not firing on all cylinders, NXT and Impact will give you a great show.
But you don't need them to fire on all cylinders all the time.
No, so I mean, you need shows like this where it's not like over and over again.
Not an instant classic, but it served its purpose.
Because it will make you appreciate the other ones later.
Well, and then it's like I honestly felt like everything that happened in these two shows is pushing for that SummerSlam takeover to be really great. Mm-hmm. It's pushing for
Slammiversary.
It's pushing for Slammiversary to be great. And so that's the thing. Like sometimes I feel like and this is where the main roster and AEW screws up. They try to book their pay-per-views as like a one-time thing, right? Like they don't really think far enough ahead of like, okay, this can be a little bit more relaxed because we're going to crank it up at the next one. They very much just book everything in like a vacuum, it feels like. And that's why you get the same matches week in and week out, and it gets boring. And with Impact, they're thinking ahead, like, yeah, like maybe Jordan Grace should beat Dashwood. But what if we wait, turn her heel, and that story gets better? The same thing with the Madman Fulton stuff. Did I agree with the ending? No, but I'm sure that's going to get us somewhere that we're going to really enjoy that story.
It's nothing wrong with having filler pay-per-views as long as the show is good.
Right.
Everything doesn't need to be an A pay-per-view.
You can have a filler special or a pay-per-view that builds to a bigger show.
And here's the thing.
SummerSlam.
Here's the thing. I think out of both of these pay-per-views, we didn't hear about anybody coming out and getting injured or hurt. Right. Can AEW ever say that about one of their pay-per-views?
Every fucking show.
Every pay-per-view for them, somebody gets just. You'll lose Ray Phoenix. You'll lose freaking Leo Rush ended his career over their pay-per-view. And he was out there for all of 4 minutes with Money Matt Hardy.
Money Matt killing careers left and right.
And then Sting got hurt, I guess, because he took more than one bump in a match. I mean,
because he's
also 78 years old. That, like, to me, that's the issue with AEW is it's hard for them to continue to plan for the future because every pay-per-view somebody gets hurt that was supposed to go on a run.
But that's why every fucking show doesn't have to have everyone going 20 minutes a match.
Exactly.
You gotta have matches that aren't. You don't. Everything doesn't need to be an instant classic. Aren't you worried about getting that 5-star
stars? I was getting ready
time?
to say that.
Well,
They were so busy worried about getting some
Fuck stars. Fuck it. It does not matter. It is one person's rating of you.
Right.
It does not matter.
And why does his ratings matter anyway?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Who made him god of the ratings?
That motherfucker doesn't think either Shawn Michaels or Undertaker matches at Mania were 5 stars.
Because he's one of those fans that gets caught up in the everything has to be a technical masterclass in wrestling. But like you can't tell me that some of those the Shawn Ric Flair, the story they told in that match will live with me forever. There's not a single Young Bucks match that'll make me that I can recall right off the top of my head that gave me the same feelings as the Rick and Shawn Michaels match. And I can tell you, Rick and Shawn, they couldn't wrestle at that point to put on a great match. They could tell a great story, and that's what I care about. Kenny says it every week. It's a male soap opera.
Story is always better than trying to have an instant classic in ring. It really doesn't matter.
Dave Meltzer is the godfather of the disgruntled former WWE fan. That's who he is. All these AEW fans, not all of them, but a huge chunk of them, they are just disciples of Dave Meltzer.
Well, he's the same dude that continues to give a platform to didn't he give the platform to the dude that called out Brody's wife?
Yeah, he did.
They brought him on a podcast and let him have another platform months down the line. Like, I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous. Like,
people just like brushed over that. People brushed over that like it wasn't a big deal. No, fuck you.
No, that dude is trash. The dude's trash. I mean, a normal person, when they get something as wrong as he did, would come out and apologize. He doubled down. And then, if I'm not mistaken, and Greg, you could probably correct me if I'm wrong here. If I'm not mistaken, they took that article down off the website. He went to another place and put the article back up.
Yeah,
he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
That's just a trash human being. And that was after Brody's wife came out and gave her explanation that she did not owe anybody for what it's worth. She didn't owe anybody a damn thing. But she came out, gave us the greatest explanation possible. And honestly, it made me a bigger fan of Brody as a person, hearing her account of what he went through. And because it seemed like he genuinely was still in the greatest of moods and still trying to make everybody else around him happy, despite going through what he was going through. And to see her hurt, see his kids hurt and all that. And you're going to be the type of trash human that is okay with doubling down on arguably that family's worst moment of their lives. It's just terrible, man. And Dave continues to give people like that a platform.
Well, because Dave Meltzer is a king of clout chasing. So that's what he's going to do.
He's a bagel biter. Burnt bagel bites. Burnt bagel bites.
A clout chaser is always going to give.
But here's the thing. You know what, though? He's getting exactly what he wants because his name is in our mouth right now. We've spent more than enough time talking about him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's enough for that.
Yeah. Fuck it. Is this week Hell in a Cell?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Can we skip?
We gotta do picks. Fucking believable.
Can
God.
we skip that?
Can we skip it?
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Fuck this pay-per-view.
If all 4 of you agree to skip, we can skip it.
I want to skip it.
Skip this shitty ass pay-per-view. Fuck it.
I'll skip it.
Matt?
Matt said I want a title. Fuck y'all, bitches.
We can skip it. We can skip it.
Because honestly, I don't even know if they're done booking the show.
They're not done. That's the bad part about it.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, okay.
Yay!
Ain't no match.
And honestly, the ones they have booked feel all really, really obvious.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
because we only have one Hell in a Cell match right now. Is
It's
Seth
Ray and
Cesaro
Roman,
going
right?
to be Hell in a Cell?
no, Ray and Roman is a Hell in a Cell, and then the other world title is a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say Roman's winning that match.
Yeah, Roman better win.
Bobby's
better
Roman loses the
Ray.
regular Secret, I'm gonna be fucking furious.
Bobby's probably winning his match.
Yes.
Yes.
Bianca's beating Bailey.
Yes.
Right. I mean, there's just not a single match on that card.
Look, all those NWO points.
Like, Alexa's beating Shayna.
Yes.
I don't know how that match is happening.
DX points.
And then Rhea Ripley's probably beating Charlotte.
Boo.
Like, it's just we don't have the same picks anyway.
We don't need right. All same picks.
It's a waste. It's a waste of a pay per view.
Champs.
But there are other shows coming up. There are other shows coming up.
Yeah, there are other shows coming up.
What's next after this?
I think there's a New Japan show we can.
Or you could put your titles.
Get
Or
the fuck out of here! I ain't watched New Japan in 2 years.
Or
Fuck out of here!
or you can put your titles on the line at the Great American Bash.
That's a weekly special, right?
That we can do.
I mean, if we're skipping Hell in a Cell, we could at least.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
You can at least the fuck not.
Well, Mike, we are voted 4-1. So
we can do that.
Shut the fuck up.
At least you have one match to pick from already. Cole versus KOR.
Oh, it's got to be Cole, right? Cole's got to win one.
Unless he's going straight to the main roster.
No, I mean, they're going to have a SummerSlam show. They'll have KO win there.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's all right. Okay.
We'll do. All right.
Yeah,
we can do the bash.
We'll talk about when we get. We'll have what? 2 weeks.
When we get to that
2 weeks. 3 weeks. We got 3 weeks.
Kenny, are you getting NWA?
I might. Yeah.
Okay. It's worth the $5.
All right. We want to start doing some NWA pay-per-views. I mean, they don't do them very often.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Justin, you know I'm down for it. But
no.
I mean, they don't even have to count for titles. You're right. And then we don't have to count them for titles. They're just fun to watch.
We can watch them.
Kenny don't want to lose that fucking title.
I need Trevor Murdoch as champion.
We're gonna get to Great American Bash, and Kenny's like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to do this. It's not really a pay-per-view.
I need.
In the contract we signed, it really doesn't say I should be doing this.
Speaking of NWA, I need Trevor Murdoch with that title, and I never thought I'd say that.
Absolutely.
Did y'all, Kenny, when you get it tomorrow or whenever, go back and watch. I think it's episode 30 of Power, and Murdoch cuts one of the best promos I've ever seen after a loss. He talks about, he's like, I don't know where to go from here. He said, I had him beat in the center of the ring. I've waited my entire life to have a shot at the singles title, to finally have my shot, my run. And I had him beat, and it still wasn't enough.
So
where do I
watch
go?
that? Would you just telling me that whole
promo? Go watch it.
Watch it.
Okay.
I can't do it justice. Like I can't.
Trevor Murdoch, I can't believe how
much you care about that.
Yeah, it's like I remember back when it was like Caden Murdoch. I'm like, I didn't give a shit about Caden Murdoch.
No.
But
Caden Murdoch didn't give a shit about Caden Murdoch.
No. But like Murdoch, since he's been in NWA, is an entirely different person.
And he can still go in the ring.
Yeah, he can. He really is just
he eliminated
you want
Masters.
You want him to win.
In there, they had like a little battle royal to determine the Nick Aldis challenger, and he eliminated Chris Masters.
Oh, dude, Nick Aldis, when his reaction was priceless. It's
all right. We'll find out. I'll go watch it.
Give it a watch. Anyway, so that's it for us. Then y'all have anything else you need to talk about before we close this up?
I'm still a fucking champ.
All right. Well, in that case, you can catch us at Facebook.com/Under the Ring Pod. You can also catch us at Twitch.tv/Under the Ring Pod. You're probably at either one of those if you're watching. You can also follow me at twitter.com/GregBushSK. And keep on this Twitch channel because I'm going to be back here the next few days talking more about wrestling, more about other stuff. We're starting, I'm starting a horror movie podcast soon, which will be also on this channel. And we'll see what happens. Anything y'all need to plug?
Sponsor us, folks. Just sponsor us. Tell a friend. You know what? Even if you can't sponsor us right now, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to watch us.
Yes.
That's the biggest.
Spread the love.
If you want to help us out the best way you possibly can, tell somebody to check us out. You never know.
Don't tell them to check it out when me and Kenny are ranting, wishing pain on people.
Nah, you can still tell them to check it out. Tell them to check it out because you'll be surprised how many people are closet wrestling fans. You'll be surprised how many people don't want to admit that they're adults still watching wrestling. But guess what? Check us out. There's a whole group of us. Come hang out with us.
We exist. We're here.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little weird.
We don't bite.
You can be as sad and pathetic like me and Craig.
Yeah. Yeah. On that note, Tiny Dick is gonna walk out of this one.
Shrimp Dick Tag Team.
The Shrimp Dick Champions. Woo! Woo!
You wonder why Leo Rush didn't get that gift.
Right there, baby. Right there. Ain't nobody coming for this.
Don't nobody want that.
You're not wrong.
Shit. All right. Well, thanks for following along with us, folks. We will see you probably, I guess, next Wednesday. I guess we're doing Wednesdays now.
Looks like we're on Wednesdays again.
Because
right now,
fucking changing their days. So yeah, for right now. So until then, thanks for following us, folks. We'll see you next time on the Under the Ring podcast. UTR out.
Call me.